Are you? You're not going with them?
Oh, it's back to the long-term recovery ward for me.
I forgot to turn on YouTube. Hi, YouTube. It's okay, no one watches it. This is really just for recording purposes.
I've always thought scientific research was the one thing that flamed my passion, but with the recent events having introduced me to the merits of paid sick leave, I realized that time off beats research projects in my book. Marginally.
Enjoy it while it lasts. I highly suspect that every request for PTO submitted by a department will be rejected for the rest of the year. Well, it's true that your average corporation doesn't get more than a week off a year. As soon as Alyssa trudged off with her dragging steps, the researcher seized Sinclair and carried him, really, away. Alright, we should get going too. Oh, do you all have somewhere else to be? Well, I thought I'd go visit Gregor. I'm worried about him.
Got something I said I'd help with. Gotta be there for it.
I'm gonna go with Sinclair to get some rest, also to keep an eye on the researchers and stop them if they try anything fishy with the experiments. Let me know later if you need anything, Dante. The sinners fanned out in different directions. They seem to have their own errands to run during our stay at LC. Everyone's busy with their own thing. Except Ryoshu.
Tough.
The only one who's keeping me company now were Ryoshu, who'd been filling the air with thick cigarette smoke, and Don Quixote, who was sniffing and asking around at every corner for Vespa and a valiant quest for a new fixer's whereabouts. Boss was still here too, staring blankly into the air. Is she accessing the Discord? You seem to have some time to spare, manager. As I stood there wondering what I should do next to pass the time, Hohenheim, who had apparently finished tackling and styling the stack of papers, walked over to me. This makes things rather convenient. There is something I'd intended to discuss with you and Sinner Ryoshu, a matter that requires your assistance. What kind of assistance? WKOA, says CH. Wait a minute. Did Ryoshu just step in as my interpreter? It's not that I don't appreciate her gesture, especially since she'd usually snap at me and tell me to find someone else to interpret whenever the issue came up. But I can't doubt whether her choice of method of interpretation actually accomplishes anything. There is, I must admit, a certain novelty in witnessing the reconstitution of that which requires interpretation to yet another linguistic form equally demanding of it. It would seem we were in need of more manpower. Scratching his head, Hohenheim looked around for a moment before coming to a sudden pause, as though an idea had crossed his mind. And in his gaze was a certain someone who had been busy badgering LCCA employees with her relentless questioning.
Well, pray might know where he is if thou knowest not. Now listen closely. The one I seek is a bearer of hair fashioned in the likeness of a bull.
Hey there, why don't you join us too?
Dost thou speak of me?
The LCCA personnel, who were cornered by Don Quixote in her rather forceful interrogation regarding Vespa's whereabouts, took the opportunity and fled the scene without so much as a backwards glance the moment their captor turned her head to answer Hohenheim. Scatter! Indeed, there is a task that requires your assistance.
I have yet more words to trade with the most noble yellow harpoon.
You seek to emulate the virtuous chivalry. Does that not entail turning down the earnest plea of those in need? For the sake of clarity and distinction, it would be prudent to assign you to a different identifier from that of my assistant. You are to be number 2. That is, assistant number 2.
I have not yet concluded my exchange with the yellow harpoon, but no true knight would abandon those who call for aid. Pray, speak thy quest. How may I be of service to thee?
Delegating the interpretation of the manager's speech to Senator number 4 has proven to be counterproductive. As such, your task will be to report to me what the manager says. There we go.
That is indeed a simple task. I don't know, my Discord just kind of like froze. I don't know what the call is freezing up, actually.
Yeah,
But
it's actually
fine.
freezing up
All
quite a
right,
bit.
continue. That is indeed a simple task. Don't worry about it. However, this WKOA eludeth mine understanding as well. Prithee, allow me but a little time to uncover its mystery.
Relay the manager's words and not Cineriosh's.
What? Is this my... Hold on, let me disconnect and reconnect.
Okay. Goodbye, Rika. We barely knew thee. Hello, Rika. Welcome
Okay,
back from the
hello.
dead.
Hello, I am back from the dead. Maybe? Okay. They are asking you what kind of assistance you need.
The request for interpretation was not directed to you, but I cannot deny that your meddling, in the present circumstances, is a welcome one.
It was simply that the irrationality and inefficiency of your suboptimal staffing choice and workflow have become sufficiently unbearable. Faust hopes this was not some guileful scheme devised to elicit Faust's cooperation.
In any case, Manager, this request of mine concerns an investigation into the back doors located in the House of Spiders. I deem that the two of you should be the ones most familiar with the structure and layouts of the house. After all, you're the one monitoring the entirety of the five-pronged assault operation. Incident number 4's familiarity does not bear repeating. Oh, do we go to those House of Spiders right away? HOSRA. You have assisted enough. Perhaps you could help, Faust.
Sure.
Ira Cyan, howdy. Although not word for word, Faust relayed my intention to Hohenheim, who responded by shaking his head. Not immediately, no. There's one more member you should bring along. One more member? Seeing me tilting my head, Hohenheim pushed up his glasses. The apprentice who was captured alive in the House of Spiders. Kira. She has regained consciousness. 6-7 girls alive.
6-7.
6-7. They should really, like... I don't know. I don't... Yeah. I was about to say 6-7 might be too topical, but Limbus Company actually is pretty on point with their Western memes. The place Hohenheim led us to looked less like a recovery ward and more like an interrogation chamber. Though every single medical equipment installed around seemed to be state-of-the-art. This place looks well equipped. Also, I think a lot of Japanese people were exposed to 6-7 and Korean people through Fortnite.
Through Fortnite.
I mean, I've unironically heard people say Suisei is the girl from Fortnite.
God. Probably a direct order from upper management. Although technologies to restore lost body parts are common enough in the city, a facility of this kind is required to preserve the original form of her lower body in the reconstruction process while keeping the cost reasonable.
Reasonable, huh? Do I even want to know how expensive the other options are if this counts as reasonable? A windowless roof thick with sharp scents of medicine and chemicals. Hero is sitting on the bed at the center of the room, kicking her feet as she regarded us. For someone recovering from bisection, she didn't look much different from how she had appeared when I'd seen her through the sinner's shared vision.
She was captured alive for the extraction of information, yes? How far along is the progress of the extraction?
It hasn't begun, actually. We're waiting until the lines of information that warrant questioning can be isolated. So far, all available personnel have been fully engaged in analyzing the documents and items recovered in the House of Spiders.
Then what you even doing here?
There's work to be done contingent upon information obtainable only from the recent inhabitant of the House of Spiders. And following a discussion with the upper management, I have decided to put you to use as the company had originally intended.
No TV, no comic books, just a super prickly glare and a cold shoulder whenever I ask for something to pass the time. And now you suddenly need my help, huh? Give me one reason I should cooperate.
Owenheim didn't so much as twitch an eyebrow at Kira's biting tone. He merely gave her a nod with a steely, imperturbable expression.
Imperturbable?
That does not sound like a word, but apparently it is. I didn't ask for your help. Put you to use, I believe is what I said.
What?
Your survival is not incidental. It is a result of a calculation. The company anticipates a potential profit by keeping you alive. Expected gain, as the term goes. Without such a forecast on the company's part, you have already been disposed of. Upper management consists of people who would be disinclined to tolerate the daily maintenance and depreciation cost of this room, even at half their current numbers. Which brings us to our next point. Should you insist on maintaining this uncooperative attitude, the company may decide to convene a meeting to reassess your worth, or, shall we say, a lack thereof, in its projected income statement. Well, suffice to say that such a reassessment would skew heavily against your favor. The outcome would be a recommendation for immediate disposal. Owenheim always had a way of his words that could prickle and sting. But with Kira, it almost felt as if he had traded the usual thorn for a sharper knife, intent on twisting it right where it hurts.
I'm dead meat as soon as my usefulness runs out anyway. It's not like you're gonna let me live, not after I killed a bazillion of your guys.
So you anticipated some form of cooperative level retaliatory response against your person? That is indeed a curious line of reasoning. Then I must tell you that, unlike your typical bank street syndicates such as the Middle, corporate entities of the city tend to avoid choices that may incur losses.
The value of the information that could be extracted from the apprentice of the Middle, and the combat prowess honed under the tutelage of a great brother of the Middle. These two considerations are likely what increase your value in the eyes of the company. Ha! Y'all got zero self-respect, huh?
You should consider yourself fortunate.
Huh? What the heck are you on about?
Other companies would not solicit your cooperation by means of verbal exchange. Your interrogator would simply open up your cranium, harvest your brain, extract any and all necessary information without going through any intermediary steps such as this. One moment. There we go.
Hey.
Even without resorting to such methods, the range of available means to compel the disclosure of information is practically limitless. Truth serums, hypnotic suggestions, electrical shocks, and stimulations, and of course, procedures utilizing distortions and abnormalities. That being said, the LCE department prefers to distance itself from such uncivilized approaches that may entail complications and after effects. I do hope that we share a similar predilection. I know this word. I keep wanting to say predilection, but yeah.
Predilection?
Predilection. That's it.
Yeah. You're so freaking annoying, you know that, mister?
That feeling is entirely mutual. Leaving the biting chill of his threats to sink in, Hohenheim turns towards the exit. Give her some push and bring her along. I don't quite seem to be myself today. No, disregard that. That was a rather foolish thing to say. I'll defer this matter to you, manager. Work of this sort likely falls within your capabilities rather than my own. And with that, Hohenheim stepped out of the room, leaving me to deal with Kira. His reaction was understandable, and the LC had only just finished laying its dead researchers to rest. It was probably the last person anyone would want to face right now, much less speak to. What should I even say to persuade her?
Tough.
I still caught out and thought when someone quite unexpectedly made her way to Kira.
Yoshihide.
You. You got stabbed in the back by Matthias.
That's not true. Papa wasn't landing a fatal blow unless he cut through me, too. That's why he did exactly that. To aim for the enemy's head. Besides, he made the right choice. A little sacrifice ain't a thing in the family.
Family coming from him. A middle mud thrown out of his kennel. Doesn't that sound ridiculous even to you?
That's...
Thrown out. Ah, fucker. Matthias was GB only by technicality. He fucked up badly. He was still family by name, but underneath it, everyone hoped he'd disappear quietly on his own. He was that family member nobody wanted around. Same treatment for me, being his brat. Not surprising, it's the ST for the bowl cut too.
He tastes? Oh, young Ryosha, could it be that thou also dost harbor a passionate zeal for
I quickly clapped a hand over Don Quixote's mouth as she smoothly chimed into the conversation.
So, what exactly is your point?
The point is, you're taking too long. You can't decide whether you want to live or die. I can shorten the hesitation. QC or I'll SYNC right this instant. TQ.
What does that mean?
Cooperate quietly, I'll snap your neck completely right this instant. SYNC is such a bad way to go if you're keen on taking that loyalty axe straight to the grave.
This is so crappy. Whatever. I get it, okay? I'll talk if that's what you want so bad.
That actually worked.
Fixers who go out in a blaze of glory aren't actually the strong ones. It's the ones who survive. The ones who live to see another day and keep getting stronger. Anyway, Yoshihide, what's up with you talking in weird-ass abbreviations? Like SYNC? That's so random. Who even says that?
Yoshi didn't bother to reply and simply chewed on the mouth end of her cigarette. But is this really the right call? To her, we're probably the people she needs to settle a score with. As if. Half her tattoos are gone, Clock. Even confiscated her book. You think the middle sorry steals for loyalty means so much for the stray that she'd bite us? Besides, better hear from her instead. Hey, tell me why Matthias kicked the bucket.
That's because Papa was weaker than y'all.
Huh. Yeah, you're the jerk's brat, alright. Yara pushed herself up from the bed with a sour face, but at least she didn't argue back. And we called Hohenheim, who had been waiting outside, back in. I assumed the prisoner was successfully persuaded. Come, you'll find your weapon on the table. You may use it in the event of an emergency.
What the hell? I can't even unsheath it.
You won't be able to use it without authorization. It has been slightly adjusted. Now then, let us head to the House of Spiders at once. Back door is up and waiting for us. We made our way to the House of Spider, with Kira trailing behind us, looking like she was smelling something particularly fishy on us. Dad lost because he's a fraud. Literally that. Fraud middle, fraud, like, fraud parent. Everyone thought he was like the coolest until he did that. Literal fraud. Cannot deploy. Okay.
전시 준비는 완. 소재.
떨림. 파시아도 기대되시나요? 내 작품 또 보고
Fraudulence.
싶었나 봐.
내가
드디어 내 차례냐?
Yeah,
시선
I'll bring real shoe.
집중.
어떤 조직 놈들인지 면면 좀 받을까?
Only a few days had passed since our last visit, but the place looked markedly different from what we remembered. Aside the hollow, frigid atmosphere and the endless stretch of corridors hadn't changed. But Callisto's so-called artworks were now covered in white sheets, and unfamiliar devices were affixed around all the back doors.
Prithee, who might those people thither be?
Looks like some shady bastard moved in already. Our guarded reaction prompted Hohenheim to step forward and gesture to one of the oddly dressed figures. It seems introductions are in order for both sides. This is team leader Alan from Wayfarer Company. He'll be working with us on the investigation into the house's back doors. Wayfarer Company?
A corporate entity partnered with Limbus Company, responsible for providing portal technology. It has on prior occasion been referred to as the new or aspirant W Corps, though the name is an unofficial one.
Our employees have also taken calling you the new L Corps. Something we have in common, given that we're both chasing after the same horizon. I remember the company vying to take W Corps' place, right? The same horizon. He's probably talking about getting recognized as a wing. After all, the old L Corps has already fallen, while W Corps, from what I've heard, is free falling at this point. And these are the manager and Sinners LCB department, our field operations unit, frequently deployed to deal with on-site matters firsthand. They have more personnel, but the rest are tied up with the other duties elsewhere. Only a handful will be joining us this investigation effort. I understand, field operation units are almost always understaffed anyway. The support you provide is more than sufficient. Alan gave an understanding nod. The man slipped off his bulky helmet before extending his hand in a greeting. Okay, so that has to be a reference to the back rooms, right? Like, because that looks like Kane Pixel's back rooms guys.
Probably. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I
Because
wouldn't
like
be
you got
surprised
the
at all.
back doors and the back rooms.
I absolutely wouldn't be surprised.
Depending on how you look at it, there's technically Limbus Company's fault because they never did a job for W Corps they were supposed to. No, that was library's fault. Remember, the library, like the whole shit going on with the puppet and the first class passengers disappearing into the library, that happened. And then people are like, oh fuck, the W trains are not safe. Oh, besides the whole 1,000 years of torture thing.
You know how it is with torture.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. Name's Alan, leader of Door Breach Team Number 4. Likewise? Before Faust could even relay my reciprocal greeting, words spilled off Alan's mouth in a strangely even rhythm. As if my ticking didn't bother him at all, like he was sticking to a script he had rehearsed. Oh, okay. I've heard great things about you, Manager Dante of Limbus Company and the bus team's performance. You capitalized on the suppression of distortions at Secor as a leverage to push your products, and the profits were nothing short of staggering, I heard. Oh yeah, we're supposed to be distortion resolving specialists to the public, but what's that product part about?
The manager says it was merely a matter of luck. They also look forward to working with you on this task.
Oh, you're the interpreter. In that case, I'll be sure to consult the manager only when both of you are available.
Sure.
Vals didn't seem particularly pleased with the role Alan had pinned on her, but she nodded anyway. She quietly came to my side, answered my earlier question while Alan carried on with Honhan.
He is referring to the Monolith Sales Project. The credit was attributed to the LCB at the express request of Mr. Herbert, T-Cor's executive director.
Oh, so that's how the rumor spread, huh? We've reviewed the agreements. Now I understand you'll be assisting in verifying what lies beyond the back doors. I'd appreciate it if you could share any prior knowledge you have about where these back doors connected, as detailed as you can make them if you don't mind. Owenheim fixed Kira with a pointed look. No, Kira responded by defiantly cocking her head in a show of irritation. She gave up the sliver of information she had.
Honestly, I've got pretty much nothing if it's about Robo-Unk in his room.
Robo-Unk?
Robo-Unk.
See, fucking calling them unks. So, since Faust is a Discord mod, what happens when Encore and Ring Faust were to interact? Oh, you know, you got the racist one and the other racist, and the stupid one, and you gotta like mute the racist one while telling the other one to like she's being insulted.
I mean, I've seen Albina hit up that door and that other one over there when she was popping out to farm stuff, but...
Farm?
Oh, it's a gathering material.
I see. What kind of material?
Human guts and all that. She'd come back hauling piles of them. So they're probably connected to some back streets area.
Extras, Any more details?
Can you stop crying? You're low-key pissing me off.
One moment.
Okay.
There we go.
What? That's like literally all I've got. For real.
For a moment, Alan leveled Kira with a stiff expression. And even before I could register what had happened, Kira's head jerked to the side from a sudden punch by Alan. Holy shit. I thought Kira was nimble enough to dodge a surprise attack easily, but that one seemed to have caught her completely off guard. She stood there blinking, eyes round in rude surprise. Actually, it wasn't that he caught her off guard. It was the motion of the punch itself that somehow fell off. The fist being raised, the arm being extended, the blow making contact. The chain of actions were there, but it just didn't look normal.
Did you just hit me? What the hell's wrong with...
As Kira reeled from the unexpected strike, Don Quixote spoke up in a cold, sharp tone.
Now, what manner of discourtesy is this?
With all that whining, I thought that Brad could use a lesson to remind her of her place. I had no intention of damaging your company asset, of course. I simply assumed the level of warning would not be inappropriate in this case. Team leader Alan. That sort of conduct may not be an issue in your organization, but it is here. Should it happen again, do understand that we may choose to terminate today's joint engagement without delay. My apologies. I will keep that in mind while going forward. Alan stood down without arguing back, but Kira looked far from satisfied from how Hohenheim handled the situation.
He gets to sock me in the face and walk off scot-free? So freaking annoying.
Fortunately enough, her grumbling didn't escalate into her lashing out at Alan. The punch just now, though. What was that?
It exhibited a behavior that defied the standard laws of physics. Presumably a form of technology utilized by Wayfarer Company.
Let us resume the task at hand. Ryoshu, give team leader Alan whatever information you have. That door could lead to one of the ring-protected turfs. The other two on the left. I remember they were marked with an X painted with blood. But IHNI, where they actually led, all blurry. Seems that's all the information we can provide. Will that suffice? We now know that that door likely connected to a perceivable area. That's already a big improvement in terms of intel for Wayfarer Company's backdoor mapping progress. Which means that there's less chance of us encountering a space beyond human perception past those doors. Alright then, I'll proceed with connection verification. Which door shall we test first? Let's start with the one Ryoshu mentioned.
Ha! You don't trust me at all, huh? Then why even bring me along?
Ignoring Kira's jab, Alan begins setting up various devices on the door, and soon an elegant white door opened before us. Shall we?
I thought joining us as well, young Hohenheim.
Just this once. There are procedures for handing over field operations. Okay, let's see what's in there. What the? Is this some kind of wildlife exhibition? Look at that whale.
It's like one of the monsters in Fear and Hunger.
This is actually very Fear and Hunger coded, you're right. When are we doing Fear and Hunger?
How would we multiplayer? How would we multi-person stream that?
I don't know. You play, I comment.
I do want to play Fear and Hunger, actually. It's like one of those things I've wanted to do for a while. You know what? Let's put that on the list of things.
Put that on the list.
After Stranger of Paradise.
Right after Jack Chaos Man.
In the scroll mod, there are mods to censor it. I don't know if it's built into the game, but there's a bunch of censorship mods.
There's mods for there's a very good mod for the first one that actually redoes all the artwork for it instead of
the immersive one.
Yeah, the immersive one. Though you could run the other one, which is funny, which is censors everything with a pinecone pig.
I like the one that just censors everything with black, it just turns everything like into black silhouettes, so you can still very clearly see the parts. It's just that they are,
YouTube allow that?
Oh, it's just a black cylinder, you know.
It's just a black cylinder,
you know. That's not a dong. That's just a black cylinder between that monster's legs.
The moment we stepped in, the lights hit us at once, drawing squints and frowns from all the sinners. Thanks to my lack of physical eyes, I could make out the room with statues or perhaps taxidermy animals. I felt like a gallery of sorts, but it was so quiet that the air itself seemed to carry a strange, somber weight. After a moment, someone shattered silence, but it wasn't Don Quixote, our usual suspect.
Holy shit! The scale is just insane. That's the whale from 8 Association Great Lakes Special Issue.
Kira, who'd seemed beaten down all along, exclaimed with a bit more energy in her voice.
Man, seeing it in real life sure hits different. And the Indigo Elder solo one-shots these monsters with that harpoon of his, huh?
It's a great lake whale. Doesn't look like the one we encountered, though.
Organisms of various sources can be identified here. Singularity modified, outskirts born.
They look almost alive. They're not, though, right?
No, they're not alive, but... Duh! Though, Robowunk did say that the ring has these zoos where they put monsters on display alive. Now, man, this would have been way more fun if we could see the moving ones. Everything here's dead. Meh. Still looks crazy sick, though. The vibe really hits.
Though she was trying to play it cool, Kira kept sneaking glances at the massive horn displayed off to the side, clearly surprised in a way she couldn't hide. That said, I felt a distinct shortage of hyperactivity given the presence of certain someone in her party. Don Quixote?
The eye of a second kindred of House Tepes. What is it doing here?
The moment of the word kindred, I couldn't help but follow Don Quixote's gaze. Opposite the whale was another sort of exhibit. It contained items leaning on the more gruesome side of things, starting with a crimson eyeball that caught Don Quixote's attention. Embodied parts like hand and bones that looked like they'd been stripped from the human body. It's a gallery of the School of Fafism, probably a main studio at that, which comes with a maestro atelier and an auction house. Alan? We'll be making our exit shortly. Prepare to initiate a lockdown sequence. Before Hohenheim could even finish his urgent transmission, numerous footsteps closed in from somewhere nearby. Turning towards the sound of shoes clacking on the floor, we found strange figures wearing animal masks staring directly at us.
Wait, these things are cool. Hold on, give me 1 sec. Literally, like, give me 5 seconds.
Okay.
Ow, that hurt.
What are you doing?
Okay, have you ever seen those windows that are just like the big squares that you lift up?
Yep.
I've got 2 of those right next to each other for my window in my bedroom.
Ah.
And I just went to turn off my AC and open the windows because it's cooled off. But I did them both at the same time. And the problem with those is it's gravity and also air pressure. So I did both at the same time without prepping, and I kind of knocked the wind out of myself because they're kind of heavy when you do it that way. And I'm like, ugh. Anyway.
Don't die.
The presents, it's kind of like Papa's. Hey, no way. That's not a raid boss we can clear at our level. We gotta get out of here.
It's not that simple. Retreating is not a viable solution here. This door is connected to the House of Spiders. Keeping about installing a security system will invite pursuit. We must stall them until Alan is ready to initiate the lockdown sequence. As tension thickened, one of the strangers, who wore a peculiar bone mask, stepped forward. The voice that spoke to us carried equal part curious and delight. You came through that door. And the house's fall wasn't just a baseless rumor. A stray little spiderling fallen from her parents' web. How many years has it been? You. Who are you? Alright. Makes sense you would fail to recognize me. Used to wear a different mask back when I used to visit your tutor, didn't I? A wolf if memory serves right. Yes, that must have been when I was quite captivated by the sensation of tearing into the raw, still thriving flesh of living prey, and the predator's ferocious yet carnivorously resonant howling. Rings a bell. For that maestro whose lesson was a 3-hour-long sermon praising the intensity of primary colors and the strength of living creatures. Benoit, was it? That's right. Emile Benoit. And they say you can't hatch a phoenix from a chicken egg. Doesn't always apply, see. Looks like that mind of yours is still sly as a raven, unlike your nurse fathers. I'll presume. I only remember you because of the tactility of hides and guts. Made for a passable AW. At first glance, it looked like Ryoshi was casually taking a trip down memory lane with the maestro. I had a feeling she was, in fact, dragging this out on purpose to buy us time. Lockdown sequencing. How much longer till it's ready?
Young Hohenheim, the lockdown sequence.
Don Quixote, who had been shooting the ring member an incensed glare sparked by the discovery of Kindred's eye, swiftly relayed my words to Hohenheim without even a hint of her earlier shenanigans. I'm afraid the progress and speed of the lockdown sequence lies in Hound's hand, and not mine. It is by its nature a time-consuming work. We cannot expect haste. Perhaps that does make it a suitable objector to try out Plan A. Plan A?
Any suggestions that involve Don Quixote removing her shoes will not be dignified with a serious discussion. Instead,
maybe what Hohenheim had in mind had nothing to do with Don Quixote's shoes, because he opened his mouth as though he was about to retort to Faust's categorical rejection. But the moment he followed Faust's eyes and saw what she was looking at, Farley shut his mouth and said nothing further. Faith and potentiality is not something I dislike. As for this, however, this seems more like grasping at straws. I'd entered gaze with Ryoshu's blade, Arayashiki. I was going to try using it anyway. I've long wanted to see if a maestro's death is any different. Telling her that we're just leaving won't work, will it? No, it won't. Oh, sorry, that's you.
no, it won't. Every individual present here would be quite the fascinating specimen to the artists of the ring. We are practically a windfall of inspiration and material that has so conveniently been delivered to them. It is improbable that they will allow us to return unharmed.
Faust is right. She and Hohenheim are geniuses. Ryoshu is the wielder of the Arayashiki. Don Quixote is a kindred of a higher generation. I happen to use a golden bowl in my head. I had no idea how much information the ring has on us. But even if they knew nothing, they wouldn't let us go easily. Are you sure about this, Ryoshu? Doesn't matter if I'm SAT or not, Clock. Think of that woman as lay hung. And do as you did in HC's mansion. I'll take care of the rest. Right, that's probably our best shot. What Ryoshu meant was quite clear. First able to go on bow, secure an advantage to fight on equal footing, and catch him off guard by slowing down the flow of time. A cut from Arayashiki, even if it doesn't give us a real fighting chance, might at least stall the maestro long enough to give us the time to get away. This floor of exhibit only houses submissions from students and docents. But if you look closely enough, there are some passable ones that show the promise of excellence. And above all, this is a gallery of the school of Fauvism. In mine, the gallery of Emilie Benoit. Benoit? I actually don't know how to pronounce. Emilie Benoit. Okay.
I think that's Emile Benoit.
Emile Benoit. Do you want to voice her actually?
Sure. Which is why I would have preferred to take you without an unnecessary fight, if possible. A shame. Still, we're talking about a unique relic here. A masterless one at that. Acquiring the Arayashiki makes it worth the cost.
If you want a taste. Confusion flickered across Ryoshu's face as she tried to unsheath her blade. What's the matter? How? The lock on the house spire used to bind the Arayashiki no longer exists. So why? Why can't I draw the blade?
Now that's unexpected. So, the rumors of you mastering that relic, were they false?
The maestro only gave a loose swing of her arm, but it was enough to make Ryoshu recoil. A shadow of surprise crossed her face. And that wound looked like nothing more than a light gash, yet the maestro's contemplative gaze shifted between the blood on Ryoshu's arm and her own, as though the attack had been an experiment to prove a hypothesis. It wasn't hard to guess what she was thinking. Noticed, did you?
I had my doubts from the moment I saw you today. Was the House of Spiders a success or a failure? Tell me, Yoshihide, what do you think a serpent's defining strength is?
What are you on about now?
Ask any student and they'll give the same predictable answers. The deadly venom, the sleek scales. Why, it's lamentably disappointing.
The maestros advanced towards us with an assured certainty. Then seized a beige thread dangling from the ceiling. No, calling it a mere thread would be wrong. But something that resembled a thread, yet felt much more disturbing.
I, for one, have a particular liking for the jaw and spine. The flexibility of the spine, linked like a chain, bound not by bone, but by ligaments that allow the animal to swallow its prey whole. Perhaps I should have said that I admire their structural refinement.
The thrice coiled ring on her ring finger gave off a cold glint, and the walls and the ceiling suddenly began to echo with sickening squelch and crack of flesh and bones assembling. What the hell is that?
Which brings me to ask, what better way to claim this delivery of promising material with a single bite than a work of art fashioned from a snake?
The maestro plunged her arm into the long serpentine body of a monster. Her sheer presence radiated pressure as oppressive of that of the nurse father's, only more primal and untempered.
Consider it a privilege. This is the first time this piece has ever been exhibited to an outsider.
Hohenheim.
Hohenheim.
Sorry, that's you.
Hohenheim, is the lockdown sequence still not ready?
1 minute to go. Step aside. Attack from the ego gear Hohenheim hastily brandished didn't even last a moment. The weapon was knocked from his hand. As I scrambled to equip the signature guard identities, something abruptly stopped the beast-like appendage midway through its hurling motion. And the one who intercepted the blow.
Shit.
Was Kira, struggling to push back against the serpentine arm with her still sealed blades. Kira? Did she suddenly have a change of heart I wasn't aware of?
Shit. This wasn't the plan at all.
Obviously not. She couldn't have changed her mind that quickly. Because the look on her face couldn't be anything other than that of utter regret.
The middle, For someone who doesn't seem to be a proper member, you've inked quite the quantity of tattoos onto yourself. You must be the new kid Matthias took in. Why do you stand in my way? Fucked if I know. I'm already regretting it, alright? Damn it. They're definitely gonna ditch me here. Why did I even...
Must be instinct taking over. I couldn't fully shake off the opponent's killing intent, so the body chose to clash head on. So the behavioral facet of the psyche can be controlled with suitable training. Unexpected data, but useful to be sure.
Shut it, mister. Quit yapping and let me use my blades.
Authorized and ready, lifting logs now. Hero's thermal weapons emerged from their sheaths of metallic clang. She used a recoiled motion to skid back and assume a defensive stance. Naturally, that broke Benoit's arm from the deadlock as well. The maestro lashed out again with that monstrous limb, but...
Huh? It's a foul injustice to strike against an unprepared opponent in a duel. Behold, for I shall allow thee a glimpse of the badass form that only the most renowned of fixers have displayed through the ages.
Seeing an opening, Don Quixote slammed into the arm with her full might, knocking it off its trajectory. Predictably, however, the sheer force of the maestro's attack instantly reduced her to a wrestlage of flesh and bone, sending her remains crashing into the door.
Oh my god.
Ready to initiate lockdown sequence. I'll see the door immediately upon your exit. Everyone, to the door. Faust retrieved the granite remains of Center 3. As Faust made her exit, it was once Don Quixote, the students of the ring surrounded Kira, barring her way out. A hollow chuckle slipped off her lips.
Called it for real. This is exactly why I didn't want to get involved.
Taking Kira back with us would only mean having a sizable force of the ring trail right behind her through the door. Kira too seemed to have realized the risk that no one in the right mind would want to take. She lowered her head in defeat as though she knew full well the fate that awaited her.
I'm such a dumbass. What was I thinking, diving in like that?
You, don't just stand there. Get over here now.
Huh? But these guys are gonna come flooding in if I...
You TTM, I want to get cleaved in half again.
You pin this on me later? You're gonna pay.
Walk into Maestro's arm by a hair as it came down on her again. Kira hurled herself towards the door with every bit of strength she could muster. More than a few students rushed in through the doorway, chasing after sinners who had gone on ahead, but... Knockdown sequence complete. All backdoor links have been cut. Fortunately, Alan managed to sever the connection between the two back doors before the Maestro could cross over. Whew. Bowl cut. Think you could still use your arms.
I'm fine.
So she says. Kira will be strong enough addition to fight for us, but the ring members have managed to cross formed a rather sizable force. Fighting them off with just the sinners I have at my side would not be the best course of action. In that case. Guys, I assume you're all available right now? As soon as I called to sinners, their voice came through Hohenheim's radio one after another. Huh? I guess so?
Ready for your order, Executive Manager. I, Otis, am prepared to answer your call whenever and wherever.
Hang on. I just need to finish this bite. Everyone to me. That's a cool design for a Maestro.
Yeah, it's really cool.
요리쇼쿠! 엄마가 만반잘구는 싫다고 해서 내가 만들어준 인사말이야. 요슈니까?
Get it? It's Ryosha. Ryosha, it's nice to meet you.
Oh my god.
That's so stupid, but it's great. Wait, is that my Kira or the actual Kira? I think that's actual Kira. Okay. I don't remember that.
짜증나게.
That took so long. I don't remember which IVs I picked.
Don't worry about it.
제 행. 그렇다. 그대로 어른. 땡하기 전까지 손가락 하나 깠다.
Okay, that's Kira. I had 2 Kiras and you thought it was great. They should let me, they should let me use the other Kira for bonus. I don't know why I don't get a bonus for using that Kira.
Yeah, they should let you. Double Kira. I think. I just think it would be great.
This is about the ring, not the middle. Damn.
분조토. 역시 모가지를 분질러야 조용해지는군. 저 도야지 같은 새끼들은.
Bow, 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 bow.
How come she gets cool like tattoo stuff? My Kira's not nearly that good.
바이올렛, 브레이크.
She's plot. Armor, Kira, that's fine.
That's probably right. So, it's really funny. This Hong Lu is supposed to be like the ring nurse father, right? That's fake hair.
That's fake hair. Oh my god. That's hilarious.
Because it's Robo-Unk. So he has Robo hair.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Robo-Unk.
It's so stupid that they make Kira talk like a zoomer, but it's actually really funny as well. Hey, what's the Faust nude?
Oh,
There you
right.
go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I love that Iron Maiden Faust is just stripping right now.
역시
Yep.
모가지를 분질러야 조용하지. 저 도라지 같은 새끼들.
Every fight she just strips.
Good.
우와, 지금 완전
As she should.
팬들이랑 버무려 같았어.
이제야 친해졌네요.
고, on, 올. 하지만 슬슬
They say
물리는 거.
Uma.
근처에
Uma
용세
Musume. It's only the first door and the impediments are already beyond the expected levels. I swear I thought that was it for me back there.
Events of this nature won't be frequent. We're merely beset by ill luck.
If you'd listened to me and picked another door, we wouldn't have gotten cooked like that in the first place. Like, why even drag me into this if you weren't gonna trust me? Weirdos.
We would have opened them all by the end of the day. SD.
SD? What's that?
Same difference.
Again? Why shorten it like that? Just say duh or something. Or just spell it out and say it was anticipated.
That's WA. Weak ass. I actually think it's weak ass. Good work, everyone. Wayfarer does have a team dedicated to sword tasks, but the mortality rate is quite high. Honestly, I was bracing myself for the worst. The odds of completing the first door of an expedition without any casualties are under 15%. This, by all measures, counted as a flawless expedition. Tapping away at his device, Alan addressed us with an amicable smile. He seemed totally different from the same man who had manhandled Kira with a fist to her face. Those Falvis won't be able to cross over any time anymore with the door completely locked down, right?
That cannot be asserted with certainty.
Are you saying more might come? The corridors and back doors have always been the ring's turf clock, and those Falvis beasts have endured as a long-standing faction within the ring. If they got that much history, they must know many back doors, both with origin and destination points. Alan clarified what Ryosho was hinting at.
Yes, compared to them, we lack sufficient knowledge of alternate routes, which makes it difficult to prevent infiltration.
No need to concern yourselves over much. If that were the case, it was unlikely they would move on to House of Spire so soon.
They can always rush for a surprise attack, though.
Even that Falvis Meisho seems to lack clear intel on the event that took place in the House of Spiders. If so, it follows that they'll need some time to assess and deliberate about the situation.
The situation? The logical scope of their concerns will be identifying the organization that has secured the House of Spiders, the possibility of additional traps beyond the back doors, and the like.
Once all backdoor-related procedures tied to the House of Spiders are completed, the resulting security framework should be able to preempt and block any infiltration attempts. This operation's more important than I thought. That aside, why couldn't I draw the blade? This is a new scabbard's fault. Yosha lifted the sheathed sword with an irritated frown. And that's when I felt a faint vibration. The blade was twitching ever so slightly.
That quivering most faint. 'Twas seen by all, indeed. Damn, I saw it too. Is it possessed or something?
Looks like I wasn't the only one who saw the sword twitching, as though it wasn't pleased at all with how Ryoshi was talking about the scabbard. Ryoshi's gaze lingered at the sword before slowly shifting towards the back doors. Could it be that seeing the scabbard brought back some memory of Araya? Ryoshi, do you? Is it an SS? A demon edge? Enchanted blade? Which is it? It's probably neither of those, nor is it a sentient sword. This presents a fine opportunity to conduct an examination of the sword. Excuse us for a moment, Team Leader Allen. Please, feel free to go ahead. The attack just now damaged some devices, so we're going to have to perform some maintenance before continuing. There's plenty of other work for me to do while you're away too.
Are we to return to the headquarters research facility then?
No, that won't be necessary. There's a facility here that should prove more than adequate. How long is this? I feel like this is going to be like very talk heavy.
약지에 감긴 세 바퀴의 반지는 마에스트로가 되기 위해
Don't worry about
인정받은
it.
세 가지 작품을 뜻하죠.
What is this event
지금 제
called?
작품이
Twinning
만원의
threads.
신금을 올리지는
Twinning
못하더라도
threads?
Yeah. I'm looking it up as well.
Can I like...
Okay, 12... 14. 14 no's.
Oh. Oh, we've only been here
Owenheim.
for an hour and a half.
Yeah. This is 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
That's not too bad. Owenheim brought us to what looked like a research lab, lined with cables, rows of screens, and diagrams full of complex symbols and shapes. I didn't know there was a place like this in the House of Spiders.
This is a forward base constructed by Limbus Company following Operation Spiderpire. It did not exist prior to the house's fall. It is intended for additional backdoor investigation and research into irregular phenomena observed during the operation.
Irregular phenomena?
An example. Research subjects such as a spatial analysis of the correlation between the emergence of Sinner number 11's sign and the manifestation of possible future.
Oh. Looking around, I spotted Sinclair and a group of researchers surrounding him, the same people who dragged him off earlier. They were accompanied by a gaggle of sinners who had been tagging along to either watch the show or kill some time while they took a breather after work. Is that the appropriate name for a group of sinners? A gaggle?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a taxonomy.
The proper taxonomy for a group of sinners? You know, like
Yeah.
when you go into hell, you see a gaggle of sinners?
Owenheim, how long will the examination take?
With Sinclair's biometric assessment concluded, the analyzer device should be available for the relic now. Which means I should be finished in an hour from now at the latest. Scabbard rattled again at the mention of an hour. I don't know why or how, but the way it swayed almost felt like a child trembling. It's moving again. Come along, Ryoshu. I expect you will want to witness the procedure. Fine. Ryoshu and Hohenheim head off to the side. The examination was probably going to start immediately. Time to get Sinclair then. Wait. I was making my way towards Sinclair, who was being bombarded by questions when an unexpected figure behind the pillar caught my eye. It was Vespa Crabbo.
My goat?
The goat, the yellow harpoon, and the hornet man. With a big piece of paper covered in a crooked handwriting taped on his back. Snack thief?
Manager. Karen's snacks. Mr. Stringbean ate up all of them.
Sorry, but I think there's been some misunderstanding.
Verge, kick his ass.
Not only is this not a matter worth pointing fingers over, but Karen also shares some of the responsibility for leaving them out on the table unattended. Still, I would prefer if you exercise more care next time, or you'll put me in a tough spot. Understood. Karen.
Karen, super smoky mode engaged. Not talking for half a day.
Deploying super pass bitter candy.
Beep beep. Mode disabled.
I'm not sure if this is an appropriate request, but may I remove this paper from the back now? It's a little inconvenient for me.
Karen forgives this time. Next time, no mercy.
Best make sure she doesn't listen to that radio channel again. Virgilius looked on with an inscrutable expression as Karen peeled the snack thief sign off of Vespa's back. Make sure to remember this, so I don't have to think I'm burning through what little candy chance I have left on such trivial nonsense. Thank you. Vespa gave a polite thanks, but he was already picking something off of another plate and stuffing it into his mouth. Wait a minute, I was saving that for later. I assumed you were being picky. Well, now you know, yet I still see you gobbling up my share. Took my snack too, Verge, and kick his ass. Rodion Romanovich. I'm aware that half of the total snack budget allocated to each sinner is being funneled into your snacking expenses. And now you're raiding the LCA's supplies as well. Chill, that totes has been agreed upon, okay? Besides, that's that and this is this. She said the line. She said the sign. And the lines in Virgilius' brow looked deeper than usual today. Hoping to help him out of his endless cycle of snack-related headaches and to satisfy my own nagging curiosity, I drew near a guide and broke his brooding silence with my TikToks. Did we learn anything about Sinclair's sign? Dante. Sorry.
Dante is inquiring about the outcome of the research on the sign.
I've heard from the other researchers, but nothing of particular significance came out of it.
The observation of the sign has so far been limited to 2 individuals, the manager and Sinclair. Due to the limited accessibility to the phenomenon, the only verifiable information has so far been its existence.
Oh, I didn't know Dante had one.
Damn.
Okay. So I think Sonia mentioned like he could only see like 3 or 4 signs, so I could see Dante, Sinclair, and maybe Heathcliff.
Didn't Dante get one like when in the last chapter when he like got the teleporty power or whatever?
Oh, that's not a sign. That's different. That's like his golden bow resonance powers. Or their golden bow resonance powers. Yeah.
Okay. Researching that which cannot be observed is bound to be difficult.
Faust has a point. Aside from Sinclair, none of the sinners can actually see the sign. And the same would go for the researchers. Even Sonia said only a select few people could perceive it.
If there are more individuals bearing signs, there will be a wider pool for comparative analysis of statistical samples to narrow down the scope. However, Records indicate no suitable references exist. At present, the research effort is limited to reducing variables such as whether or not the irregular phenomena are tied to the location where the battle took place.
By individuals bearing the sign, do you mean people like Damien and Sanson? Wait, then could those guys do what Sinclair did? Pull in some super powerful future self and just wreck everything? Even Sonya? I should step in and put an end to the subject before Rodeo gets the blues. I don't think so, from what Ishmael and Faust reported back then. Right. Sinclair from the future said each sign carried a different power, I think. Maybe, you know, those layer of light rings Damien used to finish off Chroma or Sanson dragging us into the story? Those could be it.
That doth seem plausible.
So none of that is information we can confirm yet.
Correct. As you have stated, any discussion of this subject would not venture beyond the realm of wild speculation. Nothing has been proven yet. Ergo, fear would be an unnecessary response at present.
This is at best grounded in supposition. It would seem that the researchers are coaxing forth a hypothesis from the vestiges left in the wake of Sinclair's future self.
Oh, that bit about the sign maybe being some singularity or whatever, yeah?
The precise position of the hypothesis was that the fundamental principles of the sign's working may be equivalent to those of singularities or relics. But as no actionable evidence was obtained from Sinclair, there is presently no means by which the hypothesis may be validated. I see. Then nothing came out of them dragging Sinclair off for that research.
Oh, you also thought I was being dragged off, but still let it happen anyway?
No, I mean...
I'm kidding. Just thought I'd try going along with the mood.
The old Sinclair wouldn't even have thought to joke around like that. He's really changed lately. For the better, I think. He's growing a spine. Get him.
Good. No!
So, did anything happen that we should worry about? I stuck close to him just in case nothing serious came up. Just took some blood, small skin sample, and they were checking if the sign reacts to electrical stimulation.
Yeah, and I had to fill out some questionnaires too. Things like, please describe what you remember from the battle exactly as it happened, or list the sensations you felt when you regained consciousness.
And your memories of that moment have yet to return.
No, I don't know if they'll ever come back, actually. Faust said they only exist within my future self, so... Wait, but for my future self to even have those memories, shouldn't I carry them in the first place? Which comes first?
A paradox, it would seem. In such case...
That Sinclair is merely one branch among many possible futures.
If the future unfurls into boundless branches by means of ceaseless bifurcation, then the body of information that constitutes a certain future will scatter into grains more fleeting than dust, be diminished to ever reverse their course and trace their path back to the self that now exists. Is that the theory suggested?
Not a certainty, but a plausible interpretation.
There you go again. More of that nonsense only you lot understand. Oi, memory or not, that future guy still came out of him, didn't he?
Good night, Winter. Thank you for stopping by.
Bye, Winter.
Then some part of him's gotta be left in there somewhere, yeah? Like muscle memory or whatever. Perhaps he can still pull off some of those tricks from back then.
Tricks from back then?
I heard you kicked off proper out there. You even pulled out that trick you picked up from that plastered old geezer, right?
Not just that, he was using the Hmong technique quite effortlessly too.
What? Oh, that glowing ring thing.
Yep, and the glowing ring thing. He had two of them coiled around his weapon.
I used the glowing ring thing? This is the first time I'm hearing anything about it.
Alright, so what exactly is the glowing ring thing? Anyone?
Maybe some technique that enhances physical capability?
I mean, I guess that flashy aura that makes you real tough's one part of it, but there's gotta be more, right?
Don't know. Could be a secret finger thing that. Sorry. Don't know. Could be a secret finger thing they pass down to their members. Technique, gear, something like that.
I mean, the funny thing is, out of all the sinners, Sinclair has the most finger IDs, so he is the most fingered.
I don't like that. Oh, look at it. That black Coney leader. That Lehang prick. And the nurse fathers we fought. A whole lot of them's finger, ain't they?
The notion seems to unravel. Or even amongst the LCD, there are those who came to wield it. And Virgilius, too. Yeah, why don't you just ask Virgilius? He's right there.
So what? Only the proper bastards can use. Proper hard bastards can use it. Some posh top-end trick, is it?
Without anyone in particular prompting it, the sinner slowly turned her gaze towards Virgilius and Vespa.
Munch, munch.
I learned to wield it from my team leader, too. I had a sensory understanding of Shin, but I can claim nothing too profound. However, what I can spare are some rumors, though. They're all without proper sources.
Rumors?
And they circulated amongst elite fixers and association leadership. That there exists a power called Shin, capable of enhancing the body without having to pay expensive upkeep costs.
A rumor among fixers, sayest thou?
Yes, and even the technique to manifest it, how-to tips, really. Spreads through hearsay.
Oh yeah, that tracks. That super rookie column in the latest Mag bonus vid? Bro was really popping off with it. Straight up aura farmed with the shiny mag wrapped around the weapon.
Fucking aura farm.
Oh my god.
It must be that mine eyes are yet to be privy to seeing such a marvel in a video. Wait, you serious? It's in the latest issue. Literally on the videotape in the back. Maybe you missed it. Videotape?
Oh no, Don Quixote is a boomer, doesn't know what a videotape is.
Oh my god. Alas, for many a week have I been stranded from Mephi, reaving me of a chance to read not only the prior chronicle, but the latest one as well. Woe is me. When I return, I shall feast through the night upon those noble exploits of adventuring fixers.
As Don Quixote dramatically spiraled into a state of utter dejection, Otis cut into the conversation, her gaze narrowing with suspicion.
From what I recall, the mantle of Shin grants its users a high degree of physical enhancement. There is no such thing as reinforcement without supplies. No power of that magnitude comes without an equivalent cost to wield it.
That power relies on emotion and will for manifestation. Its output is not consistent like prothesis and augmentation. And depending on how it's used, the consequence and demands can reach levels comparable to an ego you use. You mean to say that exacts a toll upon the mind? I can walk you through the fundamentals if you'd like.
From what I observed, it appeared to be a technique reserved for those of considerable strength. At our current level, it is not unreasonable to assume we could make use of it.
Regarding that, our team leader has been conducting intensive research. According to her, physical strength itself has little bearing on one's ability to learn and wield Shin. As the Yellow Harpoon says, it is in essence a power that can be learned by almost anyone, provided they know the proper method of training. Vespa's brows visibly twitched the moment yellow harpoon left Virgilius' lips. Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's a big fan of his own title. Yellow harpoon, Well, it fits, I think. He got those yellow stripes on his clothes and he used the harpoon too. Can you argue with that? If I were to exaggerate, even Stinner using his pre-contract self could manage to learn it. Why must this self of mine be chosen as a point of comparison?
Well, because you're the wimpiest one here.
Don't let it get to you.
Even Sinclair's picking on him now. Even so, it would be a mistake to assume it's a power anyone could grasp with ease. As long as you're bound by contract as Stinners, your ability to wield it will be severely limited. Unless you rely on particular identities or come upon in extraordinary circumstances.
Shame, that would have been useful.
So you know how like the contract is supposed to like make everyone about the same level as Sinclair?
Mhm.
And he's like the second lowest from the bottom, right?
Yeah.
The joke is that like he's saying is like an infinite negative levels. He's like a black hole of levels. There's actually like a really hard image of Sinclair and his level suck.
Oh my god.
So he's just that bad.
Yeah, he's
That's
just
actually-
that bad.
I love that, actually.
Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I found it. All right, let me pull this up on. It's kind of a small picture, but you can see it. Yeah. Wait, why is it not copying? Hold on.
Where is it? Give me the picture!
I'm giving it to you. Hold on. There you go. And then let me pull it up on stream so that people can see the level sucking.
Oh my god. Wait. Wait, why are they all just locking him up?
Because he's contracted to him. Or like, you know, hooked up to him.
Can't believe they're just... Yeah, this is pretty funny.
Like you got like level 90 Gregor, level 85 Don Quixote, level 80 Sinclair, 75 Yoshu, and then a negative level you saying.
I love that, actually. Hey, Ben, what about me? Can I learn it too?
Kira, who had been fidgeting with her fingers, raised an arm and asked as though she couldn't hold the question back any longer. Come to think of it, the middle nurse father didn't use any Shinramon.
Papa never taught me how to use it. He always said I could get stronger without a stupid crutch like that.
It wasn't that he didn't teach you, he couldn't. He was a man who probably had never once reflected upon his own sins. Piece of trash like him wouldn't be capable of even comprehending such a power in the first place. Vespa's response always came back dripping with venomous hatred whenever the conversation turned to the topic of the fingers. Kira must have noticed it too, or perhaps she couldn't find the right words to push back. Either way, she held her tongue. Her expression settled back on a blend of frustration, something that looked like a little too close to sadness. If you wanted to reduce it to a yes or no, then yes, you'll be able to learn it with the odds in your favor. That is, assuming the company decides to tolerate your continued existence.
I already said I get it.
As it stands, you're nothing more than a pending case of disposal. Closer to a threat than you are to an ally, strictly speaking. Don't get comfortable just because the management sinners treat you with lenience. Step out of line and you'll be the one who pays the price. There was nothing in what Virgilius said that I could argue with. Kira had once been a member of the House of Spiders. He murdered scores of LCE researchers and left us with plenty of memories we'd rather not revisit. For now, we're just working together. No contesting that decision doesn't mean we have no hard feelings towards her. Leaving Kira alone with her thoughts, the sinners slipped back into their own business. Snacks, idle chatter, conversation about whatever happened around LC. The examination is concluded. I suppose it wouldn't even be an issue to let you hear the results together. Before we knew it, Hohenheim and Ryoshi returned. You know how Moses is missing an arm? He's got like that robot arm, right?
Yeah.
I looked it up. You know why she's missing an arm?
Wait, why is she missing an arm?
Vespa ate it.
Just ate it?
Yep. More specifically, Vespa was hunting her down and they threw him into like a pocket dimension, but before he cut off her arm. And they like left him in there for like months. So he ate it.
You know, yeah, I get it. So, you gotta do what you gotta do.
They literally threw him into a Pokeball, and then like when shit hit the fan, they threw the Pokeball and let him out.
God. Can you just imagine what happens when, like, you forget about your Pokemon?
Yeah. Distortion detector is weird. Good though. But it's like, yeah, basically he ate that arm for like he like had to stretch it out and eat that arm for like a month.
God.
To present the conclusion first, no, the notion of being the sword being sentient one is incorrect. The locus of the will is not the blade, but a scabbard. Ego forged in a rather paradoxical nature. Yes, that would be the most appropriate description. Now this sentient sword, huh? Yoshi's grumpy dismissal made the scabbard quiver, almost as if it had taken offense. Somehow, I feel like I can understand what Hohenheim meant by will now. It was a reunion of sorts, one that gave both a tinge of sadness and hope. If the scabbard has its own will, does that mean that the owner of that will can be resurrected?
It is too premature to deliberate on the matter. The state of existence under question is not one that may be defined as death at the moment.
I assume they asked whether it can be revived or brought back to life, so to speak. Even supposing that survival is a fixed variable and that the reconstitution of the original corporeal body falls within the realm of theoretical possibility. The probability approaches zero given the limits of today's technology and conditions. We researchers are inclined to entertain even infinitesimal chances, but in terminology of the lay people like yourself, such a prospect would be labeled impossible, wouldn't it? There's no need to fixate on the impossibilities of the present, Manager Dante. Such matters are reserved for us scientists to hold on to. Right. But we may have uncovered a thread. Something that could lead to restoring Ryoshi's memories. Though again, that too is merely a possibility. A far more practical avenue for you to pursue at the moment, nevertheless. And to that end, yes. Further analysis on the scabbard itself will be necessary. Coordinate with Alan for your next duty. You should still be in the ring nurse father's quarters. That'll be all. Hohenheim cut himself off there, clapping his mouth shut as if any further exchange might scatter and mess up the theories he constituted in our conversation. Alright then, before we go, anyone want to tag along? Munching on food, averting their gaze, the sinners were all pretending they weren't interested at all. But going by the way their forks had long since stopped moving, it was pretty clear to me that they'd been intently listening in our conversation. Where are we to go? Yeah, right, sorry, I forgot the rest of you weren't there with us earlier. Faust, Dalkoti, Roshu, and I have been checking where each of the back doors lead. Oh, and Kira too.
Prisoner of War, Executive Manager. Are we talking about me? Yeah, I guess. I'm working with them too. Yeah. Best remember to tread carefully. Should you cause even the slightest harm to the executive manager, you will be held accountable without exception. Yeah, sure, whatevers. Whatevs.
Kira needled at Otis with a mocking pout, but oddly enough, she didn't appear practically irritated. Anyway, I think it'd be better if we had a few more people just to be safe. One of the doors we went to earlier led straight into a ring's corridor, and that was a close call. Otis and Heathcliff's hand shot up the moment I finished speaking.
I would very much like to accompany you, executive manager.
I knew I could rely on you, Otis.
Your recognition of loyalty honors me, executive manager. I, Otis, understand better than anyone your concern about the peril of working with a prisoner of war so liable to betray. To have your indispensable self proceed with only a handful of soldiers under your command, this cannot stand. I'm afraid I won't be able to focus on other duties without personally seeing to your safety.
I get it, Otis. You've made your point clear enough.
Not keen on how I just keel over the moment you summon me. It feels a bit dodgy, that. Better I stick by your side and scrap it out myself.
You probably don't need me to come along then. I guess you can just summon the rest of us like you did earlier if shit hits the fan. The research yet unfinished holds my efforts. I shall join you once it has found closure. I don't think I can be much help wherever you're going. I'll pass. I will follow. That is your order, Manager. No, it's fine. Just get some rest. I'll probably be okay. I can always summon them again if things get too dangerous. For now, I should go see Alan again. Wait, so they just like faint on the spot? Sounds dangerous.
Yeah, that sounds a little scary.
Damn. The Kira ID doesn't give a bonus. Okay.
That's cringe.
That is cringe.
I think it should.
I agree.
But you should have multiple Kiras.
Ah, you've arrived. I was waiting for you. We sifted through and isolated doors with the highest probability of leading to the Rings Gallery. The next step would be to enter alternate door you mentioned, but...
Hold up a sec. I was actually gatekeeping my stuff.
Huh? Gatekeeping? Understood you have more to tell me about the gates. Doors.
Yep. That door over there? Pretty sure it connects to Encore's nest. I saw Albina going in, all hyped about some cans... whatever it was.
Wait. Isn't going to Encore's nest kind of dangerous for Albina? Being like full prostheses and Encore being the prostheses hunting... like, people?
Don't worry about it. And that wooden door with bandages wrapped around the handle? Papa'd go in there to cross out vengeances. From what the book said, it's probably a turf protected by a thumb subsidiary or something.
Unlike earlier, when she offered only vague snippets, even about just a single door. Kira was now feeding Alan a stream of intel that seemed solid, even someone's as clueless about the back doors as me.
She's far more cooperative than anticipated. Even after that Alan character roughed her up from what I hear.
Yeah, you'd think she'd clam up out of spite. I wonder if she changed her mind about cooperating with us.
Nevertheless, we mustn't let our guard down, Executive Manager. There's no telling when she'll turn on us. Frickin', I can literally hear everything you're saying, you know?
Alright then, based on the intel, please proceed by investigating the safest door first. As for the high-risk ones, I'll continue checking and let you know which ones you need to enter. Alan tinkered with devices surrounding him and flashed a couple of doors with blue light. Guess that means we start with those. Where do you guys want to go first?
They all look about the same. Just start with the closest one.
Well, Alan did say these are the safest ones, so it shouldn't matter which one. Just as I reached for the nearest door, as Heathcliff told me to, Ryoshu suddenly veered off, stopping in front of another one that stood a few steps apart. This door. It feels familiar. You recognize that door? I think I passed through it a few times when I was little. Hardly had Ryoshu stopped speaking when fragmented memories painted over in parts slipped into my mind. Sorry. It hurt a lot, didn't it? I should have finished my homework faster. Oh, I know. Let's go for a walk. But I don't recall much about it. That memory just now. Could it be tied to Arya? Let's start with that door.
Okay, this one, yeah? Here we go.
That sounds like a toilet flushing.
Here we go!
Here we go.
Impatient as ever, Heathcliff shoved the door open and strode in first. The rest of us followed, including Kira and the Sinners. This place is...
Judging by its state, it seems to be a welfare facility located within a nest. Most likely a park.
Every solid walk in here is dragging some animal along. It means they've got money to burn. Proper rich lot, this place.
The past Ryoshu mentioned in memory, and the sight of people fussing over the pets. The pieces clicked together, and I voiced the other memory I saw back at the House of Spiders. Did you ever come here with a puppy named Saru? Yeah, I remember that. Not a puppy, though. Saru was a bit bigger by then. Sorry, it hurt a lot, didn't it? I should have finished my homework faster. Why isn't she getting any better? I gave her lots to eat. Oh, I know. Want to go for walkies? You love walkies, don't you, Sarah? There's this workshop Dad always visits. The doors there's connected to a park. You can go right now. Park. Ryoshu's childhood memory burned right into my vision before passing.
That was her as a kid.
Verily, such gentleness doth seem most unlike thee, young Ryoshu.
Hey, Clock. I said you could shut on my memories willy-nilly. No, come on, you know it's not something I can control. GG. Back in the House of Spiders, I was the only one who could see the visions of Ryoshu's past. This time, though, her memories seemed to manifest for everyone around, just like what we experienced in H-Core with Honglu. Which probably means...
Why are y'all staring at me? That's so random. What the hell?
Did you not see that just now?
See what? You guys zoning out together?
Guess it doesn't apply to Kira. Again, unlike how it was between Lin Daiyu and Honglu, Kira doesn't have any direct connection to Ryoshu. I guess it makes sense.
That adorable hound is thy companion of old, young Ryoshu.
Indeed, my one and only best friend. Because of that, Saru will be locked away in the vaults every time I had to depart an assignment, with a spiral driven through her. First ever leash, looking back. Like that kind of fight had she died sooner.
To inflict such cruelty upon a voiceless animal? How can such wickedness be born?
What happened to Saru in the end? She died before her time. I don't recall why, but there was this day when Saru wouldn't stop whimpering in pain. And I shut myself in my room crying.
You were? not someone else.
Who else? You'll see it was me. Even after witnessing the fragment memory, Heathcliff looked utterly unconvinced. And while I was grieving, Callisto offered a solution. Said he would give me a gift the next day. And what I received was something he called a beast-bone blade. A Tanto who would whine and yelp and start his voice with every swing.
Ew, no way. I always knew there was something creepy with Robo-Unk. So that's who killed your dog, huh?
No, he didn't kill Saru. That Tanto was alive. Did you just say alive?
Bloody hell. Oh, right, Nutter, that psycho.
Her eyes were embedded in it like adornments, and stared at me in accusation. A tiny heart beat as though it was quaking in fear. It was a horrible sight, and I felt pity. So I shortened what remained of her time with my own hands.
Got me thinking after hearing all that. Why do you still mess with that art thing then? Oh, let's be honest. After seeing something like that, you'd want to steer well clear, yeah?
Right? Those things they called artworks were also cursed. Straight up nightmare fuel. Like, I haven't really checked out other ring artworks outside Albina and her nurse fathers, so maybe I'm just a noob when it comes to all that, but yeah, their stuff never gave me any art vibes, for real.
I thought the same. Well, I was terrified at first, yet as I learned more, there were some facets that suited my tastes.
Thou findest appeal in those grotesque creations.
From what you've told me about Callisto, looks like he failed to stick to his own advice. But there's something he always used to say. Art is wholly subjective, and one must never expect the understanding of others. The uncanny, the horrible. There's a beauty that lies in the grotesqueness of it all.
Can't say I quite get it, but if you say so. Nah, but bloody hell. How do you end up getting used to that kind of thing?
Why do you need to understand? You're not an artist. I got used to it, but that bastard Callisto's installation artworks caused night terrors and nightmares for. The scabbard moved, and Ryoshu came to a pause. It trembled, but there was at once a strange liveliness to it, as though it quivered between fear and anticipation. Night terrors, crying from nightmares, and the house of spiders.
There was actually someone who got scared of ring stuff back in your day.
I need to check something. We've seen enough here. Let's go back. Yeah, let's. Nothing else worth checking out around here anyway. With the inspection complete, we quickly followed Ryoshu back. He stood in front of the artworks covered in sheets of cloth, lost in thoughts. Right here, and there used to be a huge artwork display here. I don't know what kind of impulse struck him, but the bastard went about fussing, saying that he needed practice so he wouldn't lose his touch.
Mommy.
Oh, what's wrong?
Over there.
I told you to keep your exhibition in your room. You've returned, Yoshihide. I decided to attempt installation arts of a somewhat larger scale this time, but I ran out of space in my gallery.
Mommy, people were screaming.
And dearest Yoshihide, Arya has reached an age where she may be introduced into the world of aesthetics. Surely this wouldn't be a problem? It would. You liking it. Me acquiring a taste doesn't mean Arya will.
Wah. Sniffle.
Get you back to your room. I was hugging something in my arms. I was crying. Saru? No, too big to be Saru. Lacerated memories can never be made whole, no matter how many fragments are glued together. You could tell Ryoshi everything we knew about Arya, but it never truly reached her. Let's see. This hollow void, this must be Arya. A sensation and emotion for what had been empty to begin to entangle with Ryoshi's memories. And that makes it possible for us to reminisce about Arya together. The soft rattle Arya gave seemed to show how pleased she was with this small step. Alright, time to check out this next door. We entered several more back doors that Alan pointed out. Unfortunately, none of the places we ended up stirred Ryoshi's memories any further.
Pretty much nothing here. I think we're done. What the? How'd they get in here?
Startled, Kara pointed ahead where the figures wearing animal masks were hauling what looks like massive lumps of flesh hidden behind a tent of sorts. This ring is stones from before.
Didst thou not say thou sealed that door earlier? How then do these villains come to stand before us once more?
They probably infiltrated via an entirely separate route and our back door. As you can see, their objective appears to be the retrieval of the ring nurse father's artworks. Get on with it. We need to move as many pieces as we can before we pull out.
Wait, but I thought Robo-Unk was washed. He's got so many fanboys and fangirls here.
Does his artwork possess value in and of itself? Or is it just a case of posthumous premium of death effect? Think about it. The other pieces have already been taken. Of course, they are of little value to both of our companies. Watching them sweating, struggling to drag those mediocre pieces with them. Pretty funny. But imagining how those pieces will be labeled with some pathetic notion of heritage connected to my name under description plaques. Pretty unsavory.
They may be occupied with transporting these objects for now, but they will likely soon find cause to harm the Wayfarer and LCE personnel stationed here, Executive Manager. It would be prudent to eliminate them without delay, considering the ring's reputation.
Otis is right. Better to wipe them out before they try anything stupid. Guys, looks like we're getting our job to do. Lend me a hand. Radio didn't buzz with Cinder's replies this time, but it should be fine. The post-death effect. Like, all the washed out artist stuff.
All the washed out artist stuff?
Like his artwork getting more popular just because the guy's dead. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, that is true.
목이 피었잖아.
그대로 어른. 땡하기 전까지 손가락 하나 까딱하지 마.
Okay. Do that. So for that convention you're going to, are you going to do cosplay? Or just regular? Just hang out.
I'm just hanging out. Being mega casual.
Nice.
Mostly because I'm lazy.
이제 싱수에서 벗어났나?
For next convention I'm going to, I'm thinking of cosplaying Rain. Because it's got a relatively simple outfit. Just a black suit with a mask and like gilded stuff on the suit.
Wait, cosplaying which character?
Rain.
Rain?
The nurse father of the Pinky or Index. The final boss of the last Kanto.
I'm trying to remember what he looked like. Oh, right, this guy.
Yeah.
This dude. Actually, yeah, that is a very simple look, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, that'd be pretty cool. The last, like, 2 or 3 cons I have been to, I actually have seen like
Limbus.
a few Limbus cosplayers here and there, so like I think it's popular enough too that you would get some
아이씨, 짜증나게.
people would know it. Some people would know it.
There are dozens of us. Dozens.
There are
I don't know,
dozens of us.
I saw that Limbus fell off the top 50 gacha charts that last month. It's limbo over.
It's Limbover.
Yep. Like I said, because Limbus company kind of failed as a gacha game in terms of gacha revenue,
우와, 지금 완전
but like
쌍둥이랑 고모대 같았어.
according to the developers, it's like their best-selling game so far, so it's worked out for them.
Yeah.
If they're happy with it, then that's fine. Sometimes you don't need to make all the money, just make enough.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like how do I say? Wildly
저희 영상을
profitable.
도와주시는군요.
Extremely just, you know,
Yeah.
sustainable. Sustainable.
다 법을 이제야 좀 이해했군.
Get him, Faust.
이제야 흥분나요. 보여드려야겠군요.
제
왠지
행
예술을.
그렇다면
지금처럼
I like how it's hard coded to have to do the armor purge even if there's like no enemies left.
언젠가
Just do it to be funny.
Mhm.
With this, the last of the ring's infiltrators have been eradicated.
Is that all of them? Ryoshi kept glancing around as if searching for someone. But fortunately, no other ring members were in sight.
Right, but where the hell were this lot coming from anyway? Weren't just the first wave. Had more of the Sods legging it in from the back like they'd been lurking somewhere else.
According to the tracking logs recorded by the surveillance device installed here, they appear to have crossed over from an air corridor. An air corridor?
What precisely does the designation another corridor refer to?
A room resembling a shopping mall, the one filled with batches of toys on display. Your company, if I recall correctly, designated as the corridor of the middle nurse father.
Oh,
I suggest we relocate there. Your assigned task have been wrapped up. Oh, and before we set off, do you have any information to share in advance? We're planning to compile a comprehensive encyclopedic category of the notable characteristics of these corridors and all of their connection loci. Your cooperation will be most appreciated. Kira seems to hesitate, gnawing at her nails as if going through an inner struggle. Before long, however, she snapped out of it like she just locked in on a decision. She locks in!
locking in. Sure, I got stuff to tell you. Like, hella stuff. Some parts are kind of fuzzy, not gonna lie. But I can still recall like 20 places clear enough. I mean, it was home for me and Papa, so... Puff.
I got nothing. I never once regarded that fucker's room as home. My memories of it are all fragments at best. The scabbard gave a faint, restless stir. Perhaps it wanted to comfort Ryoshio in the only way it could. Accompanied by its tremors, we began moving our way towards the corridor in the middle. Kim Ji-hoon's crash out was pretty valid. What was the crash out about?
감긴 세 바퀴의 반지는 마에스트로가 되기 위해 인정받은 세 가지 작품을 뜻하죠. 비록 지금 제 작품이 만인의 신금을 울리지는 못하더라도.
Alright, got furry Mersault.
원본을 드러내는 방향으로
Furry
검열의
Mersault.
결탁 방식은 사후 경례를 보다 돋보일 수 있게. 예, 피드백에 따라 결정을 보완하겠습니다. 도슨.
I'm ready for Furry Mersault.
Let me add them to the team real quick.
Mhm.
발톱 장식이 유격 없음. 먹이를 핥혀 소나기에 담으려는 격정.
You know, I've noticed that
이번에 만들어낸 작품은 심사에
this is a
출품해도
weird thing to say, but they've been making Mersault less of a tank with his new IDs.
Oh, just like they're wait, are they twinkifying? Not twinkifying.
Yeah, they're kind
are
of
they
trinkifying. Kind of. He's not like a twink build, but like he's no longer the brick man.
I can't believe they would do this to him. The gentrification of Mersault.
The gentrification. Like he's looking like particularly gaunt looking here, especially in his face.
Yeah, he looks like a Yisung there.
Yeah. I think it started with Capo Mersault. No, Capo Mersault, he's still pretty wide. It really started with these last three. He's been kind of like twinkified.
God, I hope that he can go back to being built and wide.
I agree. Yeah, Screamer Mersault is the most twinkified, but like I just noticed like the last three he's like looking particularly Genshined. That's so funny that that's like the Genshification.
I meant like again. I think it might be gentrification. You know, like the thing that happens with like
Gentrifying.
Yeah, gentrifying like cities. That's what they're doing with this. But also Genshinfication is an extremely accurate phrase as well.
정확한 안내는 서두르지 말고 느긋하고 여유롭게.
The heck? They swiped everything that wasn't nailed down, huh? But fret not. I SP thither half of thy worldly possessions. Articulated fixer figurines, video game cartridges. I'm not talking about my toy box, Kay. I had hella many of them anyway. And my TV's gone. The couch, too.
As Kira said, only a conspicuous empty space was left where the television and family couch set used to be. Oh, those? Let's see researchers hauled them away. From the sound of it, they're gonna set them up in their staff lounge. As for the leather and the ornaments, they said they'll be selling them off.
Yeah?
Oda seemed to know something the moment she caught Kira's wistful look. The corners of her lips curled into a faint smile. She spoke with feigned nonchalance.
Who knows? With sufficient cooperation, perhaps they become more receptive to the idea of returning those items. Assuming much? I never said I wanted them back. Anyway, I'll tell you all about what I know, so come this way if you want in. These two doors here are made from paper and wood. They connect to S-Core. And that one reinforced with steel. That one leads to V-Core. V-Core back streets where...
Having lived here and made frequent use of the doors herself, Kira was clearly the right person for the job of identifying where each door Wayfarer company has asked us to explore led. Directed by Kira and accompanied by Alan, we checked the doors one by one. Good work. All data seems to match. Thank you for your cooperation. Until there was just one back door left to open.
I know this isn't anything new, but I've got to say, these back doors are just too bloody convenient. Them portals, too. It ain't doing anything shady like the warp trains either, is it? Yours is as simple as turning the knob and entering. Seems to me you'll outpace your business rival in no time.
I'm a bit hard-pressed to agree with the too convenient sentiment when it comes to using back doors and portals, but since your intent was to claim Wayfarer's superiority over the current W Core, I'll take that as a compliment.
Did I say something wrong?
Welcome back, Hugs.
Every technology comes with a cost, Heathcliff.
Aptly said. While this has been a work day relatively free of casualties thanks to the quality of information you provided, you understand that Wayfarer Company's primary services include pathfinding, path security, and path maintenance. Each of those services is fraught with life-threatening dangers for employees. Some never return after embarking.
I'm sorry.
Oh, fraught. Oh my god. Some never return after embarking on a pathfinding journey. Some are killed while battling monstrous entities whose exact natures haven't been confirmed yet. They appear in liminal spaces between paths. Also costs a pretty penny to keep the secure paths, well, secure. I'd say our operating cost is on a rather steep side, especially considering that we're also trying to prevent our rivals from taking this corner of the market. Thinking back, I don't think I've ever seen Alan enter a door to a new location with his helmet off. It must be one of his precautions, just in case. Maybe his dry smile and unsightly lack of reaction to anything are hints that he's simply seen too much to be fazed by most horrors. Still, our work's gotten considerably easier for this job thanks to the help of everyone here. Honestly, this partnership is working much better than I expected. Very well then, let's take a look at the last door.
Ah, it's the door Papa used to walk through all the time.
I followed Kira into the door, and the second I crossed over to the threshold, a breeze carrying an oddly familiar salty smell tickled the tips of my nose, my clock hands.
This one connects us somewhere in the general Great Lake area, it seems.
We're back in Eucor?
Welcome to Eucor's giant stingray port ship.
Stingray, huh? Why does that ring a bell?
Hang on a minute. It's that place, isn't it? That port ship that has the Landu
Mala?
Is that how you say it?
I think so.
Muilu, says Google.
Muilu. Salon de Muilu, the private hair salon.
The place that Heathcliff stole the hair coupons for. Heathcliff chimed in with a shudder, as though the sheer weight behind his words terrified him.
Oh, doth it signify then that we shall finally be made audience to young Heathcliff and his hairdo most luscious?
Ugh, quit it with that luscious nonsense, lass. Why encourage me now when you were so cavalier about blasting my villainous arse back at the lake?
Indeed. Alas, 'tis true that punishment wrought upon our merry band had severely outweighed the crime. Wouldst thou not agree, young Heathcliff, that to put the coupons to use would remedy thy pain a smidge?
Okay, so, to explain what's going on, Heathcliff stole some coupons from the club, from like a safe in the club that they raided, and then this big middle brother named Ricardo was like chasing after him, not because he raided the club, but because Heathcliff stole his coupons, and nearly like killed Dante because of it. And apparently Ricardo walks around with a boombox, so literally, why do I hear boss music every time he shows up?
Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh, bugger it. I ain't even got anyone to spruce up for anymore.
I welcome Pyromancer's Bane.
Hello. Sweet, then can I use them? We were regulars at that Mayu place, Papa and me. Papa would ask the middle fam for a favor, and he'd bring loads of coupons back home. They give away a hair coupon every 10 visits, you see, so I... What am I even yapping about, all excited?
Kira, who'd seemed ready to launch into a cheerful rant, came to an abrupt pause, like a bike tripping over a ledge. Her face fell as she lowered her gaze and scuffled a pebble away.
Looking back, I guess Papa did hella care for me, so why? But it's also true these guys went out of their way to get me out of there even though they didn't know me so well. Why is it gotta be so complicated?
Matthias gave you that anesthetic, BC.
The heck's a BC?
Bowl cut.
Bro, listen. Like I said, that's not how you shorten these things.
Can you ask something from you or Hectic? You're playing Limbus Company and having trouble beating a boss called Cromer. Have you beaten him yet? Yes. If you're having trouble with Cromer, my suggestion is to use defensive skills like dodge, especially against some of her more like troublesome attacks, because actually these days you should be able to just power creep her with like modern IDs. But if you can't, try dodging.
I love dodging.
For some reason, Ryoshu seemed almost gleeful to hear Kira correcting her acronym. I was reminiscent of that self-satisfied look she'd get after confusing us with these acronyms, especially during the early days of our bus journey. Thinking back, ever since Claire's translation has become reliable enough, listeners have less reason to voice their frustration for Ryoshu's acronyms, which in turn gave her fewer causes to snicker about. I'm not sure why, but something tells me that she might be making her acronyms ridiculously incomprehensible on purpose.
If your conjecture is correct, Executive Manager, she has a warm, tasteless sense of humor.
From what I recall, the toys and games you were pretty retro. Were pretty retro. Must be annoying to play along.
At first. The more I played along, the more I got into it. Still corny and juvenile as shit, though.
You probably want to level the rest to 25, at least. 30 should be the level cap for that boss, but getting them to 25 is probably the best way to deal with it.
I know odds of that conflict within me. Trifling and apocryphal they may be, yet we are all compelled to peer hindwards at the interest of the family. Yeah, I want to know what Papa was into to really get what he was talking about. Besides, I needed to know these things if I wanted to chat him up and talk about a mutual subject, so... He'd tell me about you all the time, Yoshihide. Proud shit. Not a day went by without him saying stuff like, Yoshihide learned this in 2 days, or, yo, this was Yoshihide's fave, you know?
Too bad I wasn't here to tell you that his words weren't worth shit. I once thought of him the same as you do now. A good man, at least amongst the nurse fathers. Caring enough to bring me gifts. But one day I realized that he'd never understand the things I really cared about, if his life had depended on it.
One day, thou sayest. Pray well, was there aught that had changed thy perception of that man?
That... I don't remember when or why. It's just that it happened.
Wait, I might know this. Wasn't this something that happened in school? Papa told me that things started getting awkward between you and him ever since you quit school.
Oh shit, I'd never been to school. I never even thought of wanting to go to school. Matthias must be talking about one of his out of his ass again.
Huh? No way, bro. I even saw a clip of it.
What?
Papa showed me that video when he was teaching me how to use these doors. I even saw baby you going, I'm off to school, Dad, in that video. I'm pretty dang sure.
But I don't... As Kara went on, Ryosho's confidence in her initial retort seemed to slip away. I couldn't blame her. So much of her memory has been mutilated. Ryosho didn't sound like she was denying it out of hand, though. She seemed to mean it when she said she'd never been to school and never even wanted to. I went to glimpse of fragment memories that made her say that. The moment I willed it, a scene from her past suddenly flashed across my eyes. Very well, Yoshihide. I'll register you at an institution that is not entirely dissimilar from school. There is a beep, a subsidiary of the ring. Academy. You sure it was a school, not like an art academy or something like it?
Pretends to be an academy, not a school. Wait, that kind of makes more sense, yeah. Must have been an academy, not a school.
Academy of Arts. Ryoshi muttered a few words as though they were pieces of a puzzle she was assembling. Then after a brief moment, she turned towards me with an astonished scoff and look of mild irritation. Clock? You deserve a smack. Ow.
What? Why?
Then lightly smacked me on my upside my head with her scabbard. What was that all for? This memory sucks, Clock. I've been just fine about it. By the way, sudden accent. But at least I gotta remember the incident that changed my perspective on Matthias. Daddy, how do I go to school? School, Yoshihide? Well, I don't see why you would wish, let alone need to go to such an institution. We nurse fathers are here to provide you with all the education you desire. You'll find our unique style of homeschooling have been much more enlightening than trudging through any of the less formulaic educational systems. But Daddy, I saw him in a picture book. And I don't have any friends here. Oh, right, and his pointless. But it is true, there are qualities that can only be learned through group erudition. That engenders competition. Very well. I will register you with an institution that is not entirely dissimilar from school. Also, hello, Serena Penguina. How are you doing? How was Dead or Alive 6? The Penguina Kingdom is sliding in. Hooray!
Hello.
Why did it say name like that? Because sudden accent.
Oh yeah, we gotta do a southern accent for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Technically.
Technically, we're doing a sudden accent.
I mean, I don't got it. This ain't my stream.
Tamaki. Who's Tamaki? I don't know that one.
I think she was the blue-haired girl with the kimono.
Do you know how little that narrows it down?
I'll send you a freaking picture.
You might as well say she's the one with the big boobs.
I mean, that is also they're okay. They're like medium. Shorter blue hair. There's a picture.
Yeah, I see her. Yeah. She must be a 6 only character because I played 5 and I don't remember her. Speaking of southern accent, ain't there a cowgirl in there's 2 cowgirls in Dead or Alive, right? Tina and Honoka.
Wait, Honoka is a cowgirl?
She's a cow girl. One of her most famous costumes is her in a cow print.
All I know is I see everybody call her honkers on the internet.
Yes.
Yeah, have a good night, Serena. Enjoy your snack.
All right, bye. But like one of her most famous outfits is like her in a cow print bikini.
Oh,
like
you know
more
what?
so
Yeah.
than like her actual outfit, which is like a schoolgirl's thing.
You know what? I think I've seen this before, actually.
Yeah.
I understand.
The cowgirl.
Yeah, I get it. She's a cow girl.
Yeah. Okay. Very well, Yoshihide. I'll register you for an institution that is not entirely dissimilar to the school. Really? Really, Papa? Oh, that makes me as happy as pie. I intend to send Yoshihide to Academy as part of my educational curriculum. There is an Academy of Arts. A subsidiary to bring on companionship with other talented children of approximately her age will nourish the spirit of inspiration and guide Yoshida's growth.
Oh,
The prescript approves. But Callisto, I'll tell you now that you might be making a mistake.
And how are you so certain of that? Do elaborate if you can. Hand puppet of the priestess by whom every aspect of existence is articulated. What do you even know of choice, of what is right or wrong?
And off they went. Perhaps a little more situational awareness would have prevented what is to come.
Callisto found me a rather decent academy. The artworks that used to scare me when I was alone weren't so bad when I was with the other kids. Alright, we're done with Southern accent. Oh, that's not quite it. It'd be more accurate to say that I started to understand people's perspective on beauty. Of course I would, when all we did was nod along with lectures and spouts purple prose, all the while making pincushions out of people's bodies like it was nothing.
What pincushions?
Hold on, let me respond to Pyromaniac real quick.
Hey.
Our lesson today will focus on corpus techniques. Now take a good look at his diagram here. Then the mannequins before you. Weave the blood vessels into the same patterns as the diagram and...
I don't know why we're even learning about corporate stuff in this day and age.
Right? I don't get what the point of this slog is, trying to shaping blood vessels to make a color that a drop of ink could do better. I read that in a book.
I'm more excited to learn about the cubist technique than this crap. Honestly, why is this washed up movement even part of the curriculum? It's just boring, shallow, gore stuff.
No, it's... Yeah, it's gory, but it's boring as shit only because you guys are bad at it.
What? Are you mad because your daddy's a lame corporist? Oh, is he? No wonder her stuff, it just says, ow!
I was taught that people who say bad things about my family deserve to get their butt kicked. Them bad-mouthing Callisto wasn't actually what set me off. I didn't have any special reverence or attachment to family like Matthias did either. It's just what I was taught to dislike, that's all. Just one of those tantrum kids at that age have. Kids will be kids and all that. I'm home, Dad. Hey, buddy, you're home early. Oh man, must have been playing rough today, huh? You got dust all over. Got into a fight. A fight? Yeah, they kept saying dumb things about class stuff, so I smacked them. What about you? They didn't hit you anywhere, did they, buddy? On my cheek, but it's okay, because I punched him this many more times. Did I do good? That's my girl. Dad? Where are you going? Oh, you know, just got some business to take care of. I just sit tight and work on coloring book. I'll be home before you know it. Okay. Is it bro business? No, it's family business. Is it gonna kill kid?
I think he's gonna kill a kid.
I ain't seeing what's so bad about taking care of your own. Them snotty sods don't learn respect unless you beat it into them.
If only he'd been a simple-minded fool like you, then the story would have been ended right there with a pat on my head.
What?
Papa, I mean, the middle doesn't stop there. It never does. You hurt a member of the family? That automatically gets you written up in the book.
Yeah, and he did what he did in the end. Oh my god.
Oh, Jesus.
There you are, Yoshida. Class starting already, my diligent little girl. Wonder who she takes after. Dad? I know. I said I'll be back before you know it, but I got a bit lost trying to find my way through the ring bastards' tricky mazes. You know how they are. Oh yeah, there's so many sniveling little brats here. As for crimes, they slapped my buddy's face hard enough to leave a mark. That's an arm for you. As for the instructors, well, anyone agree they did one sorry job of keeping these tykes under control. Okay, it's pursuant to Title 2, Section 52 of the book, execution by beheading. They clearly don't get much use for what it was sits on their shoulders, eh? How'd you like that, buddy? Papa's the best, ain't he? How dare he? Such senseless, barbaric violence. I don't know if I should come from you, Callisto. Uncultured, uncivilized animal. Do not be discouraged, dear Shizuru. I invite out yet another academy worthy of your talents. It's a much more significant and prestigious institution this time. I assure you, even an intemperate berserker like Matthias won't dare force his way into such a place as he did the previous academy. I don't wanna... Yoshihide? I don't wanna go to an academy. I don't wanna go. I don't need friends anyway. We're always posturing. Nothing was ever important to me had any significance to Matthias. He took a lot away from me just to feel good about himself. I hoped he, more than anyone, would never find about the things I hold here. Because I was afraid he'd take him away from me like he did the others. But he'd always catch on faster than he had any right to. Every contract that took me away from the House of Spires made me tremble in anxiety. Because I was worried about... I don't remember what. I do know that I could never stop thinking about my room. So whatever occupied the room in my absence must have been my most precious thing to me in the world. The scabbard, which had already been stirring slightly and Ryoshi's recounted her past, soon began to rattle audibly. Doing that thing again. Ryosha patted the scabbard with a gentle, reassuring hand. The scabbard that once was our memory of our attachment. It appeared to me as though she was pacifying a crying child. Seeing that gesture, Heathcliff briefly cast a sullen yet faintly expectant gaze between Ryoshi's scabbard and my device. He must be thinking back to his last conversation with Catherine. But Catherine's existence, unlike Arya, was erased by the golden bow itself. I doubt this device could do anything for Heathcliff at this point.
From everything we know, the Ringner's father seems to have been the least awful parental figure in your childhood.
That's really weird to think that the robo uncle who regularly tortures people for arts is the least bad.
Yeah. That's a little worrying. Yeah. Didn't know that robo-unk was such a radical guy. He sent you to an academy like you wanted and even got angry on your behalf.
Robo-unk. Oh. Here's the memories. Almost forgot to mention. A few days after that, Callisto left a snowman by my pillow as a gift. It was made of heads.
Heads?
Yes, decapitated heads from the incident at the academy. Threaded together into a sculpture. Thinking back to it, was one sorry excuse for art. He's sorely mistaken if he thought some low-effort bullshit like that could make me feel better.
Ugh. Could have spared us the details, lass.
Oh, well, with that covered, do you guys want to head back?
Hang on.
Oh, what's that? Gonna get that luscious treatment before heading back?
Shut it, you. That ain't it. Oh, look there. Those blokes walking out of the salon. Favis, ain't they? They found us.
It would not be odd to find a field branch of the Ring's art movement in different districts of the city, especially that of the Favis scale. However, various evidence such as their masks and the fact that our group has immediately drawn their attention, suggests that they are in the same pack as the one making regular incursions into the House of Spiders. This is LCB, speaking to Team Leader Allen, requesting immediate commencement of lockdown sequence.
Copy that. Then why don't we?
Holy shit, guys, stop!
Bloody hell, what?
Don't you know where you are? You're smack dab in the middle of... You're smack dab in the middle protected turf. Cause a scene and bros and sisters in the middle will be here any second.
Oh yeah, that's gonna cause a problem. We've already drawn the rings unwanted attention. We clearly don't want the middle coming after us in the House of Spiders too. Sounds like you got a GI. Talk.
Ever played whack-a-mole? Like, oh, why give ourselves a countdown? Just head back to the door now and beat up whoever thinks it's a great idea to walk in through the door.
That's not a bad idea, actually. That's a choke point,
Yeah.
like a natural choke point.
She puts forth a sound strategy, Executive Manager. As long as there's no high-ranking officer among them, it would be to our benefit.
Well then, let's do as Kira says. Huh? That was quick. Blinked, shooting at the puzzle look as our entire squad came pouring through the door long before we finished the long lockdown sequence.
Due to newly emerging complications past the door, we have concluded that this location is the optimal point to intercept and engage the infiltrators from the ring.
This location, you say? Wait, that door leads to a zone under Syndicate or Wings protection, doesn't it? Better idea to fight here then.
Happy to work with someone quick on the uptake.
It wasn't long before the Falvis began rushing in through the open door. I don't want to summon it while they're relaxing, but, well, can't be helped. And I summoned the sinners back to work. Jesus Christ. I mean, it does sound like, out of all the nurse fathers, it seems like only like Rain and Robo Unk are the ones who cared about Ryoshu's well-being.
Yeah. You know? What's the worst thing that could happen?
You know, sometimes you just gotta make make a snowman out of heads, severed heads.
Severed teacher's head. I mean, at least it wasn't a children's head, right?
Yeah, no, but I mean, what do you do with the arm?
Don't worry about it. Surely.
지금 완전 삼촌들이랑 고모대 같았어. 이 정도쯤은
Ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-bum,
Ba 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 ba. Ba da dun dun dun.
Oh, you would love Ricardo when you see him in the next event. Got like a fantastic boss music that he literally carries around with him.
I like Ricardo's design. I think if it's the guy I'm thinking of. Yeah. Probably.
I mean, if you search Ricardo Limbus, is that guy.
Ricardo Limbus. Yeah, this dude. He's great.
Yep. His hair coupons is why he's in the world of bristliness and denying the world of lusciousness.
이제 쉼수에서
Hold on, I'm gonna
벗어났나?
refill my water because my throat just kind of hurts.
Okay. Just doing a fight anyways.
Yeah.
항상 저희 영감을 일깨워 주시는군요.
Yep, the middle is E for everyone. They all get written up in the book regardless.
저것들 전부 녹여서 썰어버려도 상관없지?
전부 쳐죽여!
빰빰빰빰.
지금처럼 엄마와 함께 이곳저곳을 다니며 많은 기억을 쌓아줘. 언젠가 그 중에서 가장 멋진 곳에
약지에 감긴 세 바퀴의 반지는 마에스트로가 되기 위해 인정받은 세 가지 작품을 뜻하죠. 비록 지금 제 작품이 만인의 신금을 울리지는 못하더라도 여전히 반지에 부끄럽지 않은 작품을 선보이고 있는 것 같네요.
Free event currency. Yay! Okay. We're waiting for Rika to get back. Oh, I guess I can do some trading. So, time-wise, 11 p.m. for Rika. We're about at the halfway point, I want to say. Like, literally the halfway.
What in tarnation?
When do you have to call it?
I mean, I work in the morning, so. I mean, are we halfway through this? How many chapters was it?
14.
What chapter are you on now?
About to start 8.
I feel like this would be a good time
Okay.
if it's about halfway. Because, like, we could finish it up next week, right? Right?
Real quick. Y'all are close, but the boss fight is really long.
Let's do one more.
Okay. Hectic Sketcher. Is there a dungeon at the end? No. Okay. Thank God, no.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, and that about wraps up the Middles corridor. Thanks to you folks who managed to cut the catalog work by 80%. I really appreciate everyone going the extra mile to check every door too. Made my life a whole lot easier.
It's all thanks to the manager's excellent strategization.
Next up, Thumb's corridor. But we actually found a lot of intel lying around, so we just need to check some of the doors in this basement. Intel?
The manager expresses interest in the aforementioned intel.
The Thumb's corridor, we came across a bunch of papers detailing the comings and goings of Thumb's member and its orders they were carrying. Whoever wrote these logs have been diligently keeping them updated. The last entry was written not so long ago. While the content of the notes weren't all that interesting, they helped us get an idea of where each door in that corridor leaded to. Valencina's shitty scrap paper. You've been keeping up with that useless shit this whole time? Useless shit? Remnants of her desperate search for a thread to cling to. He found one of her backup ticket hoards. I've marked any doors that need work done with a drone. There should be about 3 or 4 of them. While you guys do that, I've got some little work to take care of over here, so... I've been noticing this throughout our interactions. But whenever anything irrelevant to his work came up, Alan seemed to have a way of unhearing and maneuvering right past it as though he didn't even register what was said. Recalling a conversation with Kazazera back at B Corp, that deeply uncurious indifference might actually be one of the essential personality traits to go on as corporate employee in this city.
Understood. We will explore the areas past the marked doors and return here.
Thanks a ton. Well then, with Alan returning to where the other Wayfair employees were huddled around, we decided to follow the corridor to the left. Hey, there's someone there. More to ring, maybe?
Going by their silhouettes, they're unlikely to be members of the ring. Come on, lady. Get out of my way so I can see. It's the detective. Some stubbly guy I don't know, and that annoyingly airy dude.
Sounds like Moses, Gregor, and Hong Lu, respectively? Wait, Gregor's around.
Yo, Gregor's back? Let's
Gregor's
go.
back. The trio's conversation grew clear the closer I approached them.
You okay, fellow? You bumped your head earlier.
Wait, are you doing?
Nourishing.
I think I am.
Alright, you go ahead.
Fine as a fiddle. It's just a minor fall.
This is the third time it's occurred. We ought to discuss this issue with the manager once this consultation is over.
I think I'm seeing a bump on the side of Hong Lu's head.
Anyway, you know what to do, right? If at any moment you see signs of...
Don't worry, Gregor. You made it through the explanation and the footage both. You're gonna be fine again. I believe in you. I'll get you now. We're right where it happened, but your arm is stable, right?
Ironically, fear tends to grow most unmitigated when it is distant and unseen. I understand what you might be worried about, but I don't even see the earliest portents of it. So don't hesitate to share the unfiltered thoughts that arise while you're in here.
I know what I saw in the footage, but I'm still having a hard time believing it. Or, I don't know. Maybe I'm just avoiding the truth when it's staring me right in the face. My case is nothing like Don Quixote's. She just needs to keep her shoes on, and it's all good and dandy for her, isn't it? Things don't work out that way for me.
Whatever they're talking about sounds a hella deep, guys. You sure about eavesdropping on him like this?
That geezer's always weirdly cagey about himself. Maybe now's our chance to learn more about him.
He's sharing such an IS about himself for once, so I walk away. IS.
I don't know. Intense statement or something?
Maybe.
Introspective statement?
Oh, Don Quixote gives a nonsensical interpretation of Yosho's acronym as Kira rolls her eyes out of exasperation. Between the bickering sinners and Kira, however, Oda stands in silence with an inscrutable look on her face. She's listening to the exchange between Moses and Gregor like a woman possessed. Okay, let's keep listening then.
Oh, this was right, damn it. She was right all along. The war isn't over. It never was. And it can't ever be over as long as this fucking joke of a gift stays attached to my arm.
Barbed words. Now let's revisit a question you couldn't answer while the footage was playing. Hopefully it's become easier to answer now. You've been using that arm to fight just fine so far. How?
I don't mind fighting hostiles or enemies. I'm not the kind of person who worries about people trying to kill me. But killing my comrades, that changes things, doesn't it? I can't even control it. There's nothing I can do to even brace for it. It's unstoppable. Like some kind of time bomb counting down to unleash a disease you never know when its symptoms will set off.
Even Heathcliff, who was the first to step up when people get into spiral into self-hatred, stood in conflicted silence, his lips drawing a hard, straight line. Besides, Gregor wasn't wrong in that, at present, there wasn't any way to stop his transformation should it occur again. They still got a good chunk of the journey left, and eventually we'll have to.
No matter what lurks in the pasts of us sinners, even if they have killed hundreds, thousands, no, tens of thousands of innocent people, will you still embrace them?
We'll eventually have to confront an even darker, bleaker truth than the war. Can I really trust Gregor not to crumble under that inevitable pressure? I see. You're afraid you'll end up hurting us.
Well, that's... first I thought I couldn't give a hoot whether or not I accidentally murdered some of you.
It's a bit saddening to hear that.
You know how it is, Honglu. We, the bus team, didn't exactly get off to a rocking good start. But through our journey, I've begun to think of you all as my comrades. And I was okay with that because I had too much faith in my own weakness. When I realized that I'd grown so weak that I couldn't even take down some backstreet's thug with this arm, I was relieved. Imagine that, the same arm, my arm, a weapon that stabbed the heart out of countless people during the Smoke War. I'll be honest, when that Hohenheim fella said that I was an exception, the thought alone made me hope. Exception. A potential to be harmless, weaker than even a non-combatant like Yi Sang. It made me hope for a life that...
The fucking Yi Sang strays. Holy shit.
It made me hope for a life that didn't sound so bad. We all know how that went though, don't we? Blew up in the worst possible way. And after all that, I just couldn't bring myself to fight again. Because I no longer knew when this fear would eat me up again. Because I'm constantly afraid of this damn gift manifesting again.
You miss Lucio? Who's Lucio?
Is that Ponytail Man?
I mean, Lucio from Overwatch? Oh, wait, Ponytail Man?
Oh. Oh, Lucio from Over... Oh, wait, no. Is it Ponytail Man? The guy that was, I think he's the guy that was Valencia's? Valencina?
Oh,
Yeah, Valencia's
right.
apprentice or whatever?
Holy shit, I completely forgot about Lucio completely.
He was right next to Gregor in the flashback.
Yeah, I know. Valencia's abuse victim, that's right. You know, it was implied that right after that fight, he was going to stand up to Valencia. Rio, I got a girl waiting for me back home energy there.
I got a girl waiting for me back home. The same fear you've carried all this time.
3 days from retirement.
How did you endure it before?
Badly. Barely. Holding on to the idea that the living's gotta live on and nothing else. This really brings me back years. The memories are so clear that it's like they all happened yesterday. Best you kick me off the bus before push comes to...
That can't be the answer, Gregor. You can walk away, but the danger of our journey won't leave you. And Dante and the rest of us will still be facing an endless repeat of peril. It's not like leaving the bus will bring peace to your heart. Our deaths can be reversed should an accident occur, even if it comes at the cost of Dante's suffering. The same can't be said for most people in the city.
Now that's something I never expected to hear from you. I guess you're right. If we're seeing this through to any kind of end, this will be the place to do so. Not many places in the city have some warmth to them like this one does. Boy, this consultation thing's pretty embarrassing. I mean, it's not like I was forced to go through something as traumatizing as yours, Honglu. Truth be told, I'm not some special case. Everyone who participated in that war must have gone through more or less the same experience. Miss Moses, Otis, and even Valentina, that piece of work.
We can't attach a number to our misfortunes if it's something to be measured. When I fled from my past, I tried my hardest to avert my eyes from it. But you, Gregor, you're not like me. Very few steps that distance you from the past. You come to a pause, despair, look forward to the path that you'd walk. All those years I let slip by, all that slipped you by, are dotted with fathoms of suffering. They are both ineffable and beyond measure.
Different experiences, different pain. Still, if there's one thing common to everyone, it's that trauma leaves after effects that linger for a long time.
What are yours?
I dislike loud noises and people who talk too much.
Loud noises!
People who talk too much! They sound too much like the cacophony of the war. Like screaming comrades who resented me even as they lay dying. And the wounds they left in my heart bled me dry.
But I thought you were fond of Miss Ezra, Miss Moses.
I've talked too much.
Hey Moses, what happened to your arm? You think you think Vespa and Moses ever get into a row about that?
Surely, yeah. They had to, right?
You ate my arm. You locked me in a Pokeball for a month.
Oh my god.
That aside. Oh wait, that's you.
That aside. Haven't you heard your fill? Might as well come out from that corner you're hiding in. Aw, man. They knew we've been dropping eaves this whole time.
I was actually waiting for the right moment to come out and say a few words, but couldn't find an appropriate moment to. Maybe that's why Vespa constantly steals food? You might be right, actually.
Oh well, I would have had to share this with Manager Bud or the rest of you fellas sooner or later, so I don't really mind, but... What's she doing here?
TA.
Temporary. Oh no, wait, that's you. Sorry.
Temporary ally. No, temporary accompaniment.
Don't be an asshole. I'm working my ass off to help you guys.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
You're right on time. I've been working on a theory, but I don't have all the clues to be absolutely certain. A word from someone in the know may immensely improve my confidence in the theory. Kira, do you know which door the Thumb's nurse father was most attached to?
Huh? No, duh.
Huh?
Wait, that's you, sorry.
No, duh.
Duh? That's supposed to be obvious.
Didn't you guys all see her? You think I just chat up a scary lady like that? Dude, she was beating the ever-living shit out of Lucio every time I saw them together.
I mean, not wrong.
She kind of, yeah, she kind of was. Oh yeah, he went down fighting you guys to the end, huh?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, didn't he? Huh?
yeah. Said stuff about her generosity and all that and fought till he died.
Damn, that's unexpected. Being real for a sec here, I thought he was totally gonna swap sides.
That's exactly what he was gonna do.
Really? That lad.
And why is that?
You know, the vibes. You guys don't know because you haven't seen him long without the scary lady always looming over him.
Vibe checked.
Get vibe checked. What's up? You gonna stab her right in the spine?
You.
Look, I think you might be training wrong because, like, you're not improving as much as you should from all that grind. Let me show you what I learned about sword swings from this comic book.
Damn! Imagine being told like you suck by Kira. That's not how my master instructed me. The textbook cannot be permitted to have a single deviation if it means to repay the debt it owes her.
Why are you so obsessed with all that crap anyway? You don't even like that old lady.
But you're not so different from me in that regard, are you?
Bro, the heck you talking about? I love my papa. Seriously, I thought things were gonna crash and burn before Yoshihide even came home.
Suppose textbook and I had that in common. In another world, we could have had Lucio instead of Kira as our ally for this event.
That's true. If this one doesn't know, let me redirect that question toward you, Ryosha. Hopefully this touches upon one of your more intact memories. Do you know which of these doors the Thumb Nurse Father showed particular attachment to? Or the door she used most often?
Why ask me? Fine, yes I do remember. Don't even need Clonk's help to piece the back together. It's that one. The door with the metal pipes dangling from it.
Holy shit, I almost died out there.
Okay, I mentioned this in the past that the way the blood looks on her skin makes the white look like something else, but it looks even worse in black and white.
It really does. Son of a bitch, a fucking fly. Where do those G-Corp fucks even drag those gross pests from?
Mom, are you okay?
Do I look okay to you, Ticket?
No, not really.
I'm fine. You know I don't break easy. You should have been there to see me tear the head off that G-Corp vermin, Ticket.
But, Mom, your leg's bleeding a lot.
Here comes another mission. Boy, they really can't do shit without me, huh? So much for a break. The fuck is this?
Bandages for you.
Is this kid serious? I've got truckloads of expensive treatments and they're ready to patch me up the moment I get back to the field. Well, okay, never mind that. Hey, this works.
Mom?
Sit tight and don't start any trouble. I'll teach you some sword techniques once I'm back. Must have been her years in the smoke war.
Yeah, fighting in the war took a lot out of her and left her perpetually exhausted. But she marched to every battle with a smile, stopped drinking, stopped beating me too. Like a blissful idiot who forgot that she was still neck deep in an inescapable pit called the House of Spiders. Well, the ironic piece didn't last. Sometime after the war ended, someone she called the Consigliere of the Thumb visited the House of Spiders as tutor. And that's when she went right back to drinking herself into a shit-faced stupor day after day. The beatings returned and so did the edge of her profanities. It was pathetic.
Hold on. Why though? Sure, I was on the losing side. But wasn't Valentina on the winning side? A war hero at that.
Ever heard of the regulation that prevents smoke war participants from moving into L core or into I core and K core nests? The common thread between these post-war rules is that they make the lives of veterans difficult. Dubious rules that don't discriminate between winners and losers.
I see. And there must have been things going on behind the scenes there too.
But doesn't that mean that back door will drop us into a trench they dug during the war?
Yes, and Gregor will be the one to open it.
Wait, me?
Yes. Others can do it for you, but what would be the point?
You sure this won't just end up giving him more nightmares? I don't see how this helps him in any way.
Yeah, I'm not sure this is a good idea, Moses.
We do not have any means to treat whatever it is that slumbers within his arm. However, I would surmise that the underlying cause of his sudden transformation wasn't the arm itself.
Then what?
It's trauma. His arm took control after. His psyche was crushed by the weight of the unspeakable memories coming back to haunt him.
Wow, what a wild concept of veterans being treated like dirt. Good thing this is just fiction and not applicable to real life whatsoever.
It's not because the arm went berserk that he started reliving his painful past. It's the other way around. Isn't that so? If you can come to understand that the war is really over, and that what others say, no matter how closely the echo they past, is not necessarily aimed at you, then you may be able to loosen your grip on the fear and anxiety that your arm could metamorphose at any moment. While her suggestion may seem blunt, it is one of the basic treatment principles of MCOR's psychotherapy centers.
Fine then. I guess I'll open it up.
Gregor walked up to the door, grabbed its handle, then paused, taking slow, deep breaths. And with one arm, he gently opened the door. Why are you running? You should be taking the lead in our front lines with our G-Corps banner held high. I don't want to die. It's nice to have a place to go back to. That's the mom.
All right. Happy 15th birthday. But you can't possibly have the cheek to call me cruel. You G-Corps pests were far more messed up than I ever was. Ripping people apart, cannibalizing them. You are nothing but a swarm of fucked up monsters.
I thought I'd woken up from the dream. But I was still...
in a dream, snake eater.
Yeah.
Rewards earned.
Alright. Do this one call tonight, or do you want to call it? We can leave it on the cliffhanger, or up to you.
I like a cliffhanger.
Okay. Okay, that's a good place to stop for now. Let's go, just Jenny. I know this is like supposed to be on the ring, but it seems to be like the Ryoshu Pass event. Anyways, how are you feeling?
Wait.
How are you feeling about the event?
I'm kind of glad I did the Ryosha thing with you because it's just heavily referencing the Ryosha Kanto.
Yep.
But also, I'm glad that I got to see what happened to everyone, because the Ryosha Kanto was a giant cliffhanger.
All right. Yeah, we gotta make up for the fact that Ryoshu's Kanto was mostly hype or an aura and less about Ryoshu. That was like one of the complaints I had, that like it's a lot of lore drops and stuff that's like neat, but not Ryoshu related, per se.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, what's up?
When do you want to do Limbus again?
Do you want to just do it again next Monday?
Good. But definitely have to finish up next week because the event's ending in 9 days.
9 days.
Yeah.
I mean, let me think. When else would we be able to do this?
I can move Saturday stream or Friday stream. Why is one of Rika's ears missing? Why is that, Rika? Huh? Why is your ear clipped?
Have you never seen that on cats? They just get their ears clipped.
They just get their ears clipped sometimes, you know?
They just get their ears clipped when you take them to the vet. I'll probably just do it Monday. Unless tomorrow, if I just don't do Gnosia for like the third time in a row.
If it's any day besides Monday, it will have to be at like 11 EST start, which I don't know that's good for you. Yeah, or Saturday.
What would it be? Saturday? What time Saturday?
2 p.m.
I won't be able to do it because I am in a thing with the Latin Guild on Saturday afternoon.
It's absolutely happening this time, right?
If they don't hit us up, you know, the day before with I got sick. You know? Depends. But probably. I'm sure it won't happen again. Anyway, I think Monday. I think it just has to be Monday.
Okay, Monday it is. We'll finish up the Kanto next week, probably. Or the intervalo, rather. Okay.
Intervallo.
Anything you want to announce?
I have a weapon.
Okay, great. Why do you have a weapon?
Well, you know how it is.
Okay. It do be like that sometimes. As for me, back on the regular stream schedule, when Friday will be Pragmata, I'll be playing Dead Space, and then Saturday will be Resident Evil 1. I'm gonna keep calling it Dad Space because it's funny.
Yeah. Pragmata is so cool. I'm gonna try and watch it because I am very interested in that game.
I am very excited. It seems very fun. Okay. Find something to raid. Raid. Vicky's playing Triangle Strategy. I'll send you all over to her.
Oh shit.
Okay. Have a good night, everyone, and I will see you tomorrow on Rika's channel. Hopefully. Right?
Surely.
Shirley?
Surely.
Okay.
Probably.
Alright. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Wait, I gotta pop this emote in your chat before you go.